Yes, my sound's off again. All right, my sound should be on now. Morning, bro. Morning, State Line. Morning, buddy. I said good morning, but you couldn't hear me because my sound was muted. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. We are live, and we're now, now we're cooking. We are now live on X today as well, and as well as Twitch and Rumble and the other platforms. But what you're seeing on the chat here, guys, that's the Instagram where you see State Line right there, and then you got YouTube right underneath it. I was just reading Jordan Peterson. So if you guys don't know, Jordan Peterson is currently sick, unfortunately. And this is a post on his page that his daughter wrote. I believe it's his daughter. Yes, it is his daughter. It says, "Hey, as you know, Jordan B. Peterson has been really sick. A lot of people have been asking for updates, so here's one. He's recovering slowly day by day, but I won't lie, it's slow and scary. He won't be back for another few months at least, probably longer. We're not entirely sure what's going on, but it looks like possibly severe CIRS." And I looked it up. CIRS is chronic inflammatory response syndrome, a complex multi-system illness resulting from an inability to shut off the immune system's response to biotoxins. So we will look at one of his clips in a little bit, but I'm going to continue reading this. It says, "Not sure what's going on, but looks like possibly severe CIRS and a lot of bad luck, or we're getting spiritually attacked, or both." Yeah, it's rough, man. To be perfectly honest, I'm reading the post. It says, "To be perfectly honest, I think a lot of this is spiritual. My newborn, Audrey, almost died of heart failure." And I believe that's the baby you see in the picture now. Almost died of heart failure for no reason in June. Dad got sick and came to stay with us in July. Then needed a hospital, and the same day he went to the hospital by ambulance. My newborn turned blue again at home for a different reason, not heart related, and went to a different hospital by ambulance within 3 hours of each other. It's been one thing after another in an otherworldly type of way. In the meantime, we'll be going full force with Peterson Academy and keeping his message across his brand alive while he recovers. Not letting demons get in the way of that. Prayers are much appreciated." And so anyway, that's rough. Jordan Peterson is not doing well, guys. It's unfortunate, and it's sad, man. It really sucks, and it's insane because I'll say this, man. Jordan Peterson and Charlie Kirk were two very, very influential people. When I was kind of in my journey to learn more about politics and learn more about what's going on around us, our culture. And when I made my switch from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party, from the left to the right, from liberal to conservative. So I watched a lot of Jordan Peterson, which I'm guessing you guys are familiar with, and you guys may have watched as well. And it was very enlightening and continues to be. And we're going to watch a little bit of his one of his clips today, but we're going to first start with Bill Maher. So we're going to start here. This is 1 day ago from Bill Maher. Here we go.
And finally, new rule of all the ways America continues to divide itself. Nowhere is it more pronounced than in gender. And until the Democrats come to grips with that, they won't have much success winning elections. Let's just put it out there. Women are the Democrats' base, and men who get hit in the head for a living are Trumps. They're the bro party, the party of car shows on the White House lawn and breaking shit and seeing what happens and busting balls and shooting stuff like beer and laws. Oh, yeah.
Shooting beer and laws.
It's been that way for a long time. The mom.
When did we shoot laws? I gotta pull that video up. I didn't see that. I saw the shooting beers, not the laws. I gotta check it out.
Me party and the daddy party, the party of pussy hats and the party of truck nuts.
Truck nuts. Look at the wrinkles, bro. Look at the wrinkles.
But that divide is on steroids now and getting worse. In the 24 election, young men preferred Trump by 2 points.
Who was it that talked about? There was some post I saw on Instagram that was hilarious. It's about men, and they said, in regards to men, it's not a pinch, it's a slight squeeze and a roll. If you know, you know. It's not a. It's a slight pinch and a roll. It's a slight squeeze and a roll.
That divide is on steroids now and getting worse. In the 24 election, young men preferred Trump by 2 points, and young women, Kamala, by 24. The only way Trump can appeal to women 18 to 39 is making him one of his lawyers.
And they're all hot, by the way.
Men and women can barely date anymore because they can't stomach each other's politics. It's why everyone is gay now. We're just done with each other. If you don't believe me, ask yourself, what podcasts do I listen to? Trump bros have 50,000 of them about politics and protein powder. While in the woman's sphere, the podcasts are all about balancing career and motherhood until eventually true crime happens and someone gets murdered. They like murder, we like killing people. Here's a mind-blowing stat about the divide. 73% of boomer men disagreed with the statement, mental health challenges are an important part of my identity. 72% of Gen Z women said the opposite. They agreed, mental health challenges are an important part of my identity.
State line, good point, bro. We got the beta button. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, can you drop a line in the chat so I can make sure my chat's working? Because I haven't seen the chat yet, and usually we do have a chat by now. So if you guys are on YouTube, if you don't mind, just drop a quick line in the chat, please.
Okay, let's say it all together.
Beta.
Let's rewind that, bro. Or was I supposed to play that right here? Hold on, here we go.
Podcasts do I listen to? Trump bros have 50,000 of them about politics and protein powder.
Oh, thank you guys. All right. What's up, Hakeem, Charles, Beanie, Jane? What's up, guys? Roberto, thank you guys. Good looking out. I'm like, dude, where's my chat? Holy cow. All right.
While in the woman's sphere, the podcasts are all about balancing career and motherhood until eventually true crime happens and someone gets murdered.
Beta.
Got the beta button, state line.
Beta male.
They like murder, we like killing people.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
Here's a mind-blowing stat about the divide. 73% of boomer men disagreed with the statement, mental health challenges are an important part of my identity. 72% of Gen Z women said the opposite. They agreed, mental health challenges are an important part of my identity.
Beta.
Okay, let's say it all together. Women are better than men. They're smarter and kinder and make way better firefighters. But I'm never moving past it isn't really the campaign slogan we're looking for. I'm sorry, Democratic women, but this is your party. You have a special responsibility to look tough. Senator Alyssa Slotkin seems to get that, and not just because of her service in Iraq and with the CIA, but because she says things like, Democrats need to fucking retake the flag. Democrats have to stop being weak and woke, she says. Good message, because no one's holding women back anymore. In many ways, they're leaving men in the dust. Women are much less likely to be unemployed now, less likely to blow a month's pay on DraftKings.
There's really not. He's got a point. There's really nothing holding any women back. I don't know what the feminist movement is. What are you actually going for in the feminist movement? You have all the rights. You can do anything you want to do, and in a lot of ways, like he says, they're already doing it. I mean, the girls that want to do it. We had a little discussion about this yesterday. When women have the choice to choose exactly whatever it is they want to do, they don't like doing a lot of the things that guys like. That's why I have yet to see one woman plumber. I said this yesterday. Not one. I haven't seen one. I've been born and raised in Southern California. Not one woman. Have you guys seen a woman plumber? Anybody? Anybody seen a woman plumber?
And much more likely to complete college. The only writing young men do these days is engraving their bullets. That's okay.
Yeah.
Booing into applause. Very rare.
Charles, thank you, bro. Good looking out. Charles with the super chat, bro. Hell yeah. Awesome. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Good looking out. Hell yeah. Charles says, just got here. That is so my wife, and that is my daughter. He was talking about what Bill Maher was saying earlier on here. Hell yeah, bro. Thank you. Good looking out. Appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. State Line says, only plumbers crack, I don't mind. It would be a woman's, as long as they're worth checking out. Bro, we would love to see women plumbers, but they don't want to be women plumbers. Sweet. Thank you, Miss Amy. Thank you. Hell yeah. Time for action. Get off your arse and get in the streets. No kings. Oh, even HVAC. There's no women in HVAC, no women plumbers. And we talked about why there's less women CEOs. It's hard enough for us guys to compete with the other guys that are CEOs, where, we're not, taking care of our kids, and we're out there trying to make money for our families. And it's hard for us to be CEOs. For girls, it's even harder. You got to put having kids aside, raising kids aside, pregnancy aside, everything aside. Everything's got to be aside, and you got to kill yourself to become a CEO. What's up, guys and girls? Good morning. Good morning, James. Good to see you, buddy. Marina, hello, guys. Again, thanks again, Charles. Good looking out. Appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat. Hell yeah. Here we go.
America now has 14 million women-owned businesses, which generate $2.7 trillion in revenue. Yeah, women launched 49% of all new businesses in 2024, and the number of black women-owned businesses outpaced the growth rates of every other demographic.
Wow, didn't know that. And David is not David Sandoval. Just David is right. Career women don't have kids or get married, and that's what's happening. We're in that kind of a direction where less and less women are getting married, having kids, wanting to have a family, or they're waiting till way later in life to do that. So we're seeing that, right? Women are, going into their 30s, approaching 40s, and still, putting it off, and then maybe later have kids. Thus, all the women are CEOs of their business. What about corruption numbers? What does that mean? Elisa, tell us a little more about what you mean by that. And let's keep it rolling. State Line, I know I know a few different areas of the country. To be fair, look at that dating pool these days. I wouldn't want a soy boy if I was a woman either. Beta.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Beta. Yeah, women don't want betas, bro. But there's a thing to be said for women that are waiting later and don't want to be married and want to be career women, like what you guys are talking about in the chat. There's something to be said about those women that are actually kind of wanting men that are more into their feelings, more beta males.
Beta.
And because they're working women and they're CEOs and they're leaders and they're, I believe, more comfortable with men that they can control, men that they can walk all over, and men that will do what they say, maybe stay home and do the dishes and do the laundry for them while they're out being CEO women. So I don't know. You guys tell me. Here we go. We'll keep it going.
I'm spitting facts. In the Barbie movie, when she storms into the Mattel boardroom, it's 12 people, all men. But Mattel is a real company. And in 2023, their boardroom was actually 6 men and 5 women. Perpetuating victimhood, especially when it's false, is not a great advertisement for leadership. Kamala Harris's new memoir of the 24 election is called 107 Days, but it should have been called Everyone Sucks But Me.
Yeah, if you guys haven't heard about her book, it's called 107 Days, where she blames the fact that she lost. She blames her loss on the fact that she only had 107 days. And the overwhelming response has been she had plenty of time, and if actually she had more time, she would have lost by an even larger margin. So because every time she spoke, she didn't make sense. She would just be rambling. That's where that term word salad came from, because she just talked about nothing in circles, and nobody knew what her actual beliefs were, and they felt that she was very inauthentic, very fake. So she basically made a book blaming everyone else but herself.
107 Days is a victim's title because, get it, she only had 107 days to win. Yeah, and $1.5 billion, and a built-in army of about 75 million people who'd vote for any human-adjacent life form that wasn't Trump.
Very good point he just made right there. She had $1.5 billion and voters that would vote for literally a rock if it was against Trump. That's literally what it is, right? You guys have to admit that. Charles with another one, 199. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Charles Martin Ikari, bro. Thank you. Good looking out. Hell yeah. State line, they know what they want in a good toy. Yep. In her case, she's never gotten ahead. She gives plenty of it. Oh my God. I gotta read those ahead of time. I'm just reading them on the fly. But what he just said, I'm gonna rewind this because this is true. HDS, is that Harris derangement syndrome? James, 1.5 billion and wound up in debt. And guys, you're exactly right, James. And Charles, thank you, appreciate it. I would also add that, I mean, guys, how do we feel about her spending millions of dollars to have girls shaking their booty on a stage at a Democratic convention? We got video clips, guys. I could play them. Let me play this back. Hold on.
107 Days is a victim's title because, get it, she only had 107 days to win. Yeah, and $1.5 billion, and a built-in army of about 75 million people who'd vote for any human-adjacent life form that wasn't Trump. But In 107 days, nothing is ever Kamala's fault. Biden lets her down by not stepping down sooner. Pouty face emoji. Gavin Newsom,
Beta.
he was asked for his endorsement, but
Beta.
texted, hiking
Beta
will call
bear.
back. But then never did. And then he didn't even ask her to prom. America itself lets Kamala down by not being ready for the running mate she really wanted, Pete Buttigieg. So she's stuck with the Home Depot paint salesman. And the rest is her.
Guys, honestly, she probably could have beat Trump with a couple of different choices for VP. One of them was Pete Buttigieg, or however we say his name, and the other guy was Shapiro. They didn't choose Shapiro because he was Jewish, and for some reason, the Democrat Party is racist against Jews. And so you can't make this shit up. They call us on the right racist, but then they hate Jews and they're racist themselves. And one can argue against other races as well, but we won't get into there yet. But I believe Kamala, even with her empty space between her ears, could have beat Donald Trump with a different running mate, Pete Buttigieg or Shapiro. Definitely, I truly believe that. And I also believe, although a lot of you will argue with me, and that's okay, I believe that that Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump when Bernie could have won. And Democrats voted for Bernie, but the Democrats didn't let your vote count. They gave you Hillary instead of Bernie. So, but anyway, so let's keep going.
Poor Kamala. We made her the star of a rom-com and didn't even give her a gay best friend. Kamala writes that on election night, when it was clear she lost, an aide peeled the words "Madam President" off the cupcakes before handing them out. Oh, geez, that's like a scene from Bridget Jones Runs for President, for Christ's sake. Look, ladies, I know this isn't fair.
Oh, guys, I gotta look at some of these comments. This show was recorded 3 years ago. No, this is 1 day ago. And we're talking, you're asking why are we talking about Kamala? That's what they asked in the chat. They said, why are we talking about Kamala? Why is he still obsessed with Harris? Because he's talking about, she just wrote a book. Harris is obsessed with herself and she needs money. So she just put out a book called 107 Days, blaming everyone else on her for her loss. So that's why he's talking about, and he's talking about what is going on between the Democrats and Republicans and what can be done for the Democrats if they want to win an election going forward. And by the way, guys, the subscriber number you see in the middle of the screen, that's for my YouTube channel. I have 66,000 on Instagram, but on YouTube, I just started this YouTube channel, so I'm at 3,491, almost at 3,500. So thank you guys for subscribing. I'm watching the number go up as we speak, so thank you so much.
But we're all always running against the worst cliche of who people think we are. Women Democrats can't look oversensitive or preachy or unable to laugh at themselves. They also can't look silly, like Gretchen Whitmer did, trying to hide in the Oval Office. They have to look brave and strong. It wasn't a good look for the woman party that all the guys were speaking out for Jimmy Kimmel when Trump went after him, except on the Woman Show, where for 5 days the outspoken hosts were suddenly as quiet as a geisha.
In the chat, Sophia says, I can't tell, is this guy MAGA or not? You mean me or Bill Maher? Curious. And then I am applause for lame humor. This is why Bill has failing ratings. Miss Army Love says, lame applause for lame humor. This is why Bill Maher has failing ratings. I think the ones that have failing ratings are more so the people on mainstream media having those talk shows. So like Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, they were in negative millions last year, and this year they're on pace to be negative $25 million. So those, I think, are the more negative. Sophia says, no, I want to know if this guy is a Trump supporter or not. Which guy? Me or Bill Maher? You. Oh, me? Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. Yeah, I support Trump. The Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope. The Great White Hope.
What's that, babe?
Yeah, because what you said, I agree. Like, if Kamala had the vice president, no, she would never win.
Okay, so there's Miss Medication talking to us right now, and she's in lingerie, so she can't come on the camera right at the second. But I'm definitely MAGA, and I'm definitely a Trump supporter. But I made those comments about the Democratic Party because I was on the left just not long ago. I was actually there on the left with you guys when we voted for Bernie Sanders, and then they actually didn't let our votes count, and they gave us Hillary Clinton. I'm one of the people that believes that Bernie Sanders could have beat Donald Trump that first time when Donald Trump got elected. I think, you know what I'm saying? So you correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that if they would have let our votes count when we voted for Bernie Sanders, Bernie had a lot of momentum, especially with the younger people. I think he could have beat Donald Trump that time. So I don't know. But again, this is all debatable, and that's why we're having the conversation with you guys. Sweet Rescue says, how can you still support Trump? There's a difference of Republican and Trump at this point. Yeah, I agree. Trump is not the typical Republican, and he was not when he got when he got elected the first time. And he's not your typical Republican. I think Trump has reshaped the Republican Party to some extent. And, I'll say this, I don't agree with every single thing that Trump does or says. Not everything. And anyone that says they do, it's a little crazy. How can you agree with every single thing someone does? It's impossible. So I'm not going to lie or act like Trump is I make fun and I say that I have a clip. This is a soundbite that I have from Jesse Lee Peterson, and it goes like this.
The Great White Hope.
He calls him the Great White Hope. And I call him that too. I did a live stream yesterday evening in the streets of Newport Beach, California, by the bars and the pier. And I asked people about Donald Trump and Gavin Newsom. And I asked people if they know who
the Great White Hope
is. So, where's my That's Amazing? Where is it?
That's amazing.
Random.
That's amazing.
That's my That's Amazing soundbite. So again, that's where I'm at. And I don't know. I think we could have. I say we. I'm not a Democrat anymore, but when I was a Democrat, I think we could have beat Trump with Bernie. And the Democratic Party, when they did that to us, we voted for Bernie, and he got the majority of the votes, but they still said, screw you, we're going to give you Hillary because she's a girl, and we think a girl's going to win or something, or because Hillary. I don't know why. We don't know why. Nobody knows why. But we can guess. I don't think that was democratic of the Democratic Party. I really don't. And that's one of the things that started unraveling my, following for the Democratic Party. So, but anyway, now we're here. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about in between. Bill Maher is talking about how Democrats could win back or have a chance to win elections going forward. Guys, we're at 3,500 subs, guys. Hell yeah. Thank you. Yes. 3,500, baby. Whoever that was. Thank you. Right on. 3,500 subs. Sweet. We're moving, guys. We're moving. So hell yeah. Trump, Vance, Trump. Now I'm on the right. But I think Bill Maher has a point, and I have a lot more to say. I'll tell you guys this. Coming from the Democrat Party, going to the right, and watching everything happening, this is crazy. I saw Republicans telling Democrats on TV, on podcasts, exactly what they could do to win. And honestly, if they would have done those things, they would have won this last election. But they completely screwed it up. Big D says 3,500 morons. Big D. I think you got a lot of people that will disagree with you on that. King James, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for subscribing. Charles, thank you for another super chat. Awesome. Love you. Thank you so much. Love it. Love it. Random Consumer says Trump 2028. And I told people in the streets in Newport Beach live. It's on YouTube. You can watch my live. It's on my previous video. Is that live? And it says here, Trump 2020. I tell Democrats, you guys know what manifesting means. I call it creating your future, or, there's a lot of different things I call it, but manifesting, you got to be careful, Democrats, when you keep saying Trump's going to run for a third term. I can't believe he's going to do that. That's so Be careful what you keep saying and repeating and manifesting. Just kidding. I'm going to trigger everybody now. Having fun with you guys. Don't be a
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
That's amazing. So you a
Beta
gay?
male.
So you a gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
These sound bites are amazing. Big D said here, 4,500, what was it? 3,500 morons.
So you a gay? So you a gay?
Big D.
So you a gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
Yeah, bro. Miss Medication says, sounds like you're the moron watching.
Yeah, literally.
Are you going to put something else so they can see you?
I'm actually doing my other one.
Oh, my God. Okay.
That's amazing.
Here we go. Let's see what Bill Maher has to say. Because he's cooking. And there's a lot of things Democrats could have done to win, and they just continue to do the same thing, expecting different results, and it's not happening. It's not happening. I don't know why they keep doing it. It's actually not hard. It's really not hard. Not that I want Democrats to win now, but it's not hard. There's a lot you could do to win. It's actually pretty easy. This whole brainwashing thing that they're doing to all their voters is pretty easy, and they could do it and win it, but they're like not, I don't know. We'll talk about it. Let's go.
Then on the fifth day, they rose and said, no one silences us. No one had to. You silenced yourself. Whoopi Goldberg continued, did you all really think we weren't going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel? No, I thought you would, but then you didn't. 5 days? Talk about needing extra time to get ready. And if you can't take a breath and laugh at that, you're making my point for me.
All right, so that was Bill Maher. That was actually pretty good. And
we're just
this was some of the meat of it, is like right in here.
But young women, Kamala, by 24. Men and women can barely date anymore because they can't stomach each other's politics. That's why everyone is gay now. We're just done with each other. If you don't believe me, ask yourself, what podcasts do I listen to? Trump bros have 50,000 of them about politics and protein powder. While in the woman's sphere, the podcasts are all about balancing career and motherhood until eventually true crime happens and someone gets murdered.
So that was Bill Maher, and guys, if you're watching from the beginning, Jordan Peterson is currently sick, and I have a clip. This is Jordan Peterson In one of my favorite, you know, interviews or podcasts or discussions or whatever you want to call it, this was one of my favorite. It's 30 minutes long, but I'm going to cut to some of the better parts of it if you guys haven't seen this.
Jordan Peterson, you've said that men need to, quote, grow the hell up. Tell me why.
Well, because there's nothing uglier than an old infant. There's nothing good about it. People who don't grow up don't find the sort of meaning in their life that sustains them through difficult times, and they're certain to encounter difficult times. And they're left bitter and resentful and without purpose and adrift and hostile and resentful and vengeful and arrogant and deceitful and of no use to themselves and of no use to anyone else and no partner for a woman, and there's nothing in it that's good.
So you
Oof. And Chelsea is right. This is a great interview. It did not go how she thought it would. And you see it in her face, and she chokes up, and there was a couple moments where she didn't know what to do. But it was a great interview. And I have to play this part again. This is important right here.
Tell me why.
Well,
Jordan Peterson, you've said that men need to, quote, grow the hell up. Tell me why.
Well, because there's nothing uglier than an old infant. There's nothing good about it. People who don't grow up don't find the sort of meaning in their life that sustains them through difficult times, and they're certain to encounter difficult times. And they're left bitter and resentful and without purpose and adrift and hostile and resentful and vengeful and arrogant and deceitful and of no use to themselves and of no use to anyone else and no partner for a woman, and there's nothing in it that's good.
So you say, I mean, that sounds pretty bad. You're saying there's a crisis of masculinity. I mean, what do you do about it?
You help people understand why it's necessary and important for them to grow up and adopt responsibility, why that isn't a shake your finger and get your act together sort of thing, why it's more like a delineation of the kind of destiny that makes life worth living. I've been telling young men, but it's not, I wasn't specifically aiming this message at young men to begin with. It just kind of turned out that way.
And it's mostly, you admit, it's mostly men listening. I mean, 90% of your audiences are men,
well, it's
right?
about 80% on YouTube, YouTube is a male domain primarily. So it's hard to tell how much of it is because YouTube is male and how much of it is because of what I'm saying. But what I've been telling young men is that there's an actual reason why they need to grow up, which is that they have something to offer, that people have within them this capacity to set the world straight, and that's necessary to manifest in the world. And that also doing so is where you find the meaning that sustains you in life.
So what's gone wrong then?
Oh God, all sorts of things have gone wrong. I don't think that young men hear words of encouragement. Some of them never in their entire lives, as far as I can tell. That's what they tell me. And the fact that the words that I've been speaking, the YouTube lectures that I've done and put online, for example, have had such a dramatic impact is an indication that young men are starving for this sort of message, because why in the world would they have to derive it from a lecture on YouTube? They're not being taught that it's important to develop yourself.
But does it bother you that your audience is predominantly male? Isn't that a bit divisive?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's no more divisive than the fact that YouTube is primarily male and Tumblr is primarily female.
Isn't it?
Tumblr is primarily female.
But you're just saying that's the way it is.
Well, I'm not saying anything. It's just an observation that that's the way it is.
She tries to pin him on so many things, but he does really well. But I love, as you guys are saying in the chat, I love the points that he's making. It's not about him being against her or whatever. Just in general, what he's saying makes so much sense. And it's basic. It's it's something you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. When you hear it, it just makes sense to you as a human.
Yes. There's plenty of women that are watching my lectures and coming to my talks and buying my books. It's just that the majority of them happen to be men.
What's in it for the women, though?
Well, what sort of partner do you want? Do you want an overgrown child?
Ooh, what a response. How fast was that response? He's so right. What sort of partner do you want? Wow, I love that quick response.
What's in it for the women, though?
What's in it for the women, though, she says. And the response is just, oh my God.
For the women, though?
Well, what sort of partner do you want? Do you want an overgrown child? Or do you want someone to contend with that's going to help you and that
So
you
you're
can
saying
rely on?
women have some sort of duty to sort of help fix the crisis of masculinity?
It depends on what they want. No, I mean, it's exactly how I laid it out. Like, women deeply want men who are competent and powerful. And I don't mean power in that they can exert tyrannical power in women want.
This is good. James, bro. James says, guess what? I'm in my gender neutral bathroom at home.
Deeply want men who are competent and powerful. And I don't mean power in that they can exert tyrannical control over others. That's not power. That's just corruption. Power is competence. And why in the world would you not want a competent partner? Well, I know why, actually. You can't dominate a competent partner. So if you want domination...
Want to dominate, is that what you're saying?
No, I'd say women who have had their relationships impaired, their relationships with men impaired, and who are afraid of such relationships will settle for a weak partner because they can dominate them. But it's a suboptimal solution.
Do you think that's what a lot of...
Slim's getting crushed in the chat, bro. It's Slim. Here, this is for you, bro.
Beta male.
There you go, Slim. That's you, bro.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
That's amazing.
Let's go. But this is important. This is what we just talked about. What they just said is what we just talked about. We were talking about women being CEOs. Women, remember I said women are wanting more soy boys lately so they can control them. Let's listen to this again.
For a weak partner because they can dominate them. But it's a suboptimal solution.
Do you think that's what a lot of women are doing?
I think there's a substantial minority of women who do that. And I think it's very bad for them. They're very unhappy. It's very bad for their partners, although the partners get the advantage of not having to take any responsibility.
But what gives you the right to say that? I mean, maybe that's how women want their relationships, those women. I mean, you're making these vast generalizations.
I'm a clinical psychologist.
Right, so you're saying you've done your research and women are unhappy dominating men.
I didn't say they were unhappy dominating men. I said it was a bad long-term solution.
Okay, you said it was making them miserable.
Thing. Yes, it is. And it depends on the time frame. I mean, there's intense pleasure in momentary domination. That's why people do it all the time. But it's no formula for a successful long-term relationship. That's
wow, bro. The way he says it is just clean and it makes sense. And it's not any kind of gotcha thing, but it's just, man, it's just common sense. God,
there's intense pleasure in momentary domination. That's why people do it all the time. But it's no formula for a successful long-term relationship. That's reciprocal, right? Any long-term relationship is reciprocal, virtually by definition. So
let me put a quote to you from the book, where you say there are whole disciplines in universities forthrightly hostile towards men. These are the areas of study dominated by the postmodern neo-Marxist claim that Western culture in particular is an oppressive structure created by white men to dominate and exclude women. But then I want to put
minorities too, dominate and exclude.
Okay, sure. But I want to put to you that here in the UK, for example, let's take that as an example, the gender pay gap stands at just over 9%. You've got women at the BBC recently saying that the broadcaster is illegally paying them less than men to do the same job. You've got only 7 women running the top FTSE 100 companies.
Yeah.
So it seems to a lot of women that they're still being dominated and excluded, to quote your words back to you.
It does seem that way, but multivariate analysis of the pay gap indicate that it doesn't exist.
But that's just not true, is it? I mean, that 9% pay gap, that's a gap between median hourly earnings between men and women.
But there's
that exists.
Yeah, but there's multiple reasons for that. One of them is gender, but it's not the only reason. Like if you're a social scientist.
What's up, Freddie? Drink your water. If you know, you know, guys. That's an inside joke. What's up, Freddies? Let me go back on this real quick, guys.
The earnings between men and women.
But there's
that
multiple.
Exists.
Yeah, but there's.
I mean, that's nine.
This is a big one right here.
They're still being dominated and excluded, to quote your words back to you.
It does seem that way, but multivariate analysis of the pay gap indicate that it doesn't exist.
But that's just
you
not
do a
true,
unit.
is it?
That's
I mean, that
absolutely
9% pay gap, that's a gap between median hourly earnings between men and women.
But there's
that
multiple,
exists.
yeah, but there's multiple reasons for that. One of them is gender, but it's not the only reason. Like if you're a social scientist worth your salt, you never do a univariate analysis. Like you say, well, women in aggregate are paid less than men. Okay, well, then we break it down by age, we break it down by occupation, we break it down by interest, we break it down by personality.
But you're saying basically it doesn't matter if women aren't getting to the top because that's what's skewing that gender pay gap, isn't it? You're saying, well, that's just a fact of
No,
life.
it's saying
Women
it
aren't
doesn't
necessarily
matter.
going to get to the top.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't matter either.
You're saying
I'm
it's a
saying
fact
there are
of life.
multiple reasons for it.
Yeah, but
and that
those
aren't being
reasons,
taken into
why
account.
should women put up with those reasons? Why should
Why should
women be
put up with it?
content
I'm not
not
saying
to
that
get
they
to
should
the top?
put up with it. I'm saying that the claim that the wage gap between men and women is only due to sex is wrong. And it is wrong. There's no doubt about that. The multivariate analysis have been done. So I can give you an example.
You keep on talking about multivariate analysis.
Let me give you an
but
example.
I'm saying that 9% pay gap exists.
Yeah.
That's a gap between men and women. I'm not saying why it exists, but it exists. Now,
Yeah, but
if
you
you're
have
a
to say
woman,
why
that
it
seems
exists.
pretty unfair.
You have to say why it exists.
You have to say why it exists. She's just saying it exists. And if you're a woman and you look at it, that's unfair. And she's exactly explaining why this is not a great way of looking at it. You can't just look at some specific stat and say, oh, this is more than this, so this is unfair. It's like, no, it goes back to the same thing that I said earlier and what Joshua said. Joshua just made a good point. Should men get paid the same money as women in modeling? So there's the same, why are there no women plumbers? You could look at a stat and say men are making so much more money than women in plumbing. So that's unfair. But it's like, no, because women don't want to be plumbers. There's nobody holding you women back from being plumbers. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to you don't want to go like do toilet plumbing and all that kind of be underneath sinks and all that. I don't know why you don't want to do it. I kind of know why. But you guys can talk about that, but women don't want to do it. But if you do what she said and just look at the numbers on a piece of paper or on a screen, then you're going to be like, oh, how come there's such a difference in this in income between men and women in plumbing? It's like, dude, good point, Joshua. No women bricklayers. I mean, I'm just saying, bro, in general, So
Do you agree that it's unfair? If you're a woman,
Not necessarily.
and on average you're getting paid 9% less than a man, that's not fair, is it?
It depends on why it's happening. I can give you an example. Okay. There's a personality trait known as agreeableness. Agreeable people are compassionate and polite. And agreeable people get paid less than less agreeable people for the same job. Women are more agreeable than men.
Again, a vast generalization. Some
It's not
women
a
are not more
generalization.
agreeable than
Yes,
men.
that's true, but that's right. And some women get paid more than men.
So you were saying that by and large, women are too agreeable to get the pay rises they deserve.
No, I'm saying that that's one component of a multivariate equation that predicts salary. It accounts for maybe 5% of the variance.
Chelsea, I watched that podcast too. It's called the Whatever Podcast. Really good podcast. But he made a very good point, guys. And you might have missed it if you weren't paying attention. Very good point right here.
That's right. And some women get paid more than men. Agreeable people are compassionate and polite.
But do you agree that it's unfair? If you're a woman,
Not necessarily.
and on average you're getting paid 9% less than a man, that's not fair, is it?
It depends on why it's happening. I can give you an example. Okay. There's a personality trait known as agreeableness. Agreeable people are compassionate and polite. And agreeable people get paid less than less agreeable people for the same job. Women are more agreeable than men.
Again, a vast generalization. Some
It's
women
not
are
a
not more
generalization.
agreeable than
Yes,
men.
that's true, but that's right. And some women get paid more than men.
So you were saying that by and large, women are too agreeable to get the pay rises they deserve.
No, I'm saying that that's one component of a multivariate equation that predicts salary. It accounts for maybe 5% of the variance, something like that.
So surely
you
the
need about
answer-
you need about another 18 factors, one of which is gender. And there is prejudice, there's no doubt about that, but it accounts for a much smaller proportion of the variance in the pay gap than the radical feminists claim.
Okay, so rather than denying the pay gap exists, which is what you did at the beginning of this conversation, shouldn't you say to women, rather than being agreeable and not asking for a pay rise, go and ask for a pay rise? Make yourself disagreeable with your boss.
Oh, definitely, there's that. But I also didn't deny it existed. I denied it existed because of gender.
Okay.
See, because I'm very, very, very careful with my words.
So the pay gap exists, you accept that, but you're saying, I mean, the pay gap between men and women exists, but you're saying it's not because of gender, it's because women are too agreeable to ask for pay rises. So
It's one of the reasons.
Okay, one of the reasons. So why not get them to ask for a pay rise?
I've
Wouldn't
done
that be
that,
a fairer
I've done
way of
that
proceeding?
many, many times in my career.
And they just
I've counseled. Oh, they do it all the time. You can, so one of the things that you do as a clinical psychologist is assertiveness training. So you might say, often you treat people for anxiety, you treat them for depression, and maybe the next most common category after that would be assertiveness training. And so I've had many, many women, extraordinarily competent women in my clinical and consulting practice, and we put together strategies for their career development that involve continual pushing, competing for higher wages, and often tripled their wages within a 5-year period, teaching them how to negotiate.
That?
Of course.
So
Of
do
course.
you agree that you would be happy if that pay gap was eliminated completely? Because that's all the radical feminists are saying.
It would depend on how it was eradicated and how the disappearance of it was measured.
And you're saying if it's at the cost of men, that's a problem.
Oh, there's all sorts of things that it could be at the cost of. It could even be at the cost of women's own interests. So
because they might not be happy if they get equal pay.
No, because it might interfere with other things that are causing the pay gap that women are choosing to do.
Like having children.
Well, or choosing careers that actually happen to be paid less, which women do a lot of.
But why shouldn't women have the right to choose not to have children or the right to choose those demanding careers?
They do. They can. Yeah, that's fine.
But you're saying that makes them unhappy, by and large.
I'm saying no, I'm not saying that. I actually haven't said that so far.
You're saying it makes them miserable.
No, I said that what was making them miserable was having weak partners. That makes them miserable.
Right.
I would say that many women around the age of, I would say between 28 and 32, have a career family crisis that they have to deal with. And I think that's partly because of the foreshortened time frame that women have to contend with. Like, women have to get the major pieces of their life put together faster than men, which is also partly why men aren't under so much pressure to grow up. So because for the typical woman, she has to have her career and family in order pretty much by the time she's 35, because otherwise the options start to run out. And so that puts a tremendous amount of stress on women, especially at the end of their 20s.
I think I take issue with the idea of the typical woman, because, you know, all women are different. And that's what I want to just put another quote to you from the book.
Well, they're different in some ways and the same in others.
Okay, you say women become more vulnerable when they have children.
Oh, yes.
And you talked in one of your YouTube interviews about crazy harpy sisters. So, simple question. Is gender equality a myth in your view? Is that something that's just never going to happen?
It depends on what you mean by equality. No,
Being
if you
treated
mean
fairly,
men and women,
getting the same opportunities?
Fairly, we could get to a point where people were treated fairly or more fairly. I mean, people are treated pretty fairly in Western culture already, but we can
But they're
improve
really
that.
not, though, are they? I mean, otherwise,
Well, it
why
depends
would there only be 7 women running FTSE 100 companies in the UK?
This
Why
is
would
interesting.
there still be a pay gap, which we've
Oh, well,
discussed
that's
at
easy.
length?
That's easy to
Why are
answer
women
that
at the
question.
BBC saying that they're getting paid illegally less than men to do the same job?
Well,
That's not fair,
Well,
is
let's
it?
go to the first question. Those are complicated questions. Seven women, repeat that one. There's only
7 women running the top FTSE 100 companies in the UK.
Okay. Well, the
I mean,
first
that's not
question
fair.
might be, why would you want to do that?
Why would a man want to do it? I
Well,
mean, there's a lot of
there's
money, it's an interesting
There's a
job,
certain
you know?
number of men, although not that many, who are perfectly willing to sacrifice virtually all of their life to the pursuit of a high-end career. So they'll work. These are men that are very intelligent. They're usually very, very conscientious. They're very driven. They're very high energy. They're very healthy. And they're willing to work 70 or 80 hours a week, nonstop, specialized at one thing to get to the top.
So you're saying women are just more sensible. They don't want that because it's not a nice life.
I'm saying that's part of it, definitely. And So I work
So
for...
you don't think there are barriers in their way that prevent them getting to the top
Oh,
of
there
those
are
companies?
some barriers, yeah, like men, for example. I mean, to get to the top of any organization is an incredibly competitive enterprise. And the men that you're competing with are simply not going to roll over and say, please take the position.
So let me come back to my
absolute
question.
all-out.
That's a really good point. That's a very good point. And again, remember, we're all other men are also competing for these positions. And we're willing to put everything into it, and we're not giving birth to the children and all that kind of stuff. So, Jen, good morning. Good to have you. Welcome, welcome.
Warfare.
Is gender equality a myth?
I don't know what you mean by the question. Men and women aren't the same, and they won't be the same. That doesn't mean they can't be treated fairly.
Is gender equality desirable?
If it means equality of outcome, then almost certainly it's undesirable. That's already been demonstrated in Scandinavia. Because in Scandinavia...
What do you mean by that? Equality of outcome is undesirable.
Well, men and women won't sort themselves into the same categories. If you...
This, for me, is probably the biggest part of this interview. There's some other ones that are massive, and you'll see like this area right here. This is where he gets her really good. But this, to me, right here, is probably one of the biggest and most important parts of this interview. Men and women, if given their own will not sort themselves into the same places, into the same jobs, into the same categories. Watch this. I'm going to replay this again right here.
Almost certainly it's undesirable. That's already been demonstrated in Scandinavia. Because in Scandinavia...
What do you mean by that? Equality of outcome is undesirable.
Well, men and women won't sort themselves into the same categories if you leave them alone to do it of their own accord. I've already seen that in Scandinavia. It's 20 to 1 female nurses to male, something like that. It might not be quite that extreme, and approximately the same male engineers to female engineers. And that's a consequence of the free choice of men and women in the societies that have gone farther than any other societies to make gender equality the purpose of the law. Those are ineradicable differences. You can eradicate them with tremendous social pressure and tyranny. But if you leave men and women to make their own choices, you will not get equal outcomes.
Right, so you're saying that anyone who believes in equality, whether you call them feminists, call them whatever you want to call them, should basically give up because it ain't going to happen.
Only if they're aiming at equality of outcome.
So you're saying give people equality of opportunity, that's fine.
It's not only fine, it's eminently desirable for everyone, for individuals and for society.
But still women aren't going to make it. That's what you're really saying.
It depends on your measurement techniques. They're doing just fine in medicine. In fact, there are far more female physicians than there are male physicians. There are lots of disciplines that are absolutely dominated by women. Many, many disciplines. And they're doing great.
Yep.
So
let me put something else to you from the book. You say the introduction of the equal pay for equal work argument immediately complicates even salary comparison beyond practicality for one simple reason. Who decides what work is equal? It's not possible. So the simple question is, do you believe in equal pay?
Well, I made the argument there. It's like it depends on
So
who
you don't
defines
believe
it.
in equal pay?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Because a lot of people listening to you will just say, I mean, are we going back to the dark
That's
ages
because they're actually
here?
not listening. They're
I'm
just
listening very
projecting
carefully,
what
and
they
I'm
think.
hearing you
I
basically
love that
saying
answer.
women need to just accept. They're never going to...
They're not listening. They're just projecting.
I mean, are we going back to the dark
That's
ages
because they're actually
here?
not listening. They're
I'm
just
listening very
projecting
carefully,
what
and
they
I'm
think.
hearing you basically saying women need to just accept. They're never going to make it on equal terms. Equal outcomes is how you defined it.
No, I didn't
If I
say
was
that.
a young
said that
woman
equal-
watching that, I would go, well, I might as well just go and play with my Cindy dolls and give
didn't
up
say
trying
that.
at school because I'm not going to get the top job I want because
said
there's
that
someone sitting there saying it's not possible
I
and it's
said
not
that
desirable,
equal
it's going to make
outcomes
you
aren't
miserable.
desirable. That's what I said. It's a
Yeah,
bad
it's not
social
desirable.
goal. I didn't say that women shouldn't be striving for the top or anything like that, because I don't believe that for a second.
Striving for the top, but you're going to put all those hurdles in their way, as has been in their way for centuries, and that's fine. You're saying that's fine.
No, I really
The
think that's-
patriarchal system.
It's like she's not even trying to listen. She's saying you're going to put those barriers in their way. It's like, no, that's how the world is not designed, but that's how the world is. Men gravitate towards, again, as he explained, if you leave it to people to decide for themselves what they would prefer to do, they don't sort themselves in the same places. Men prefer to do some things, women prefer to do other things. And so it's just how it is. Again, we go back to a very basic one where I always say I have never met a single woman plumber in my life. I'm just being honest. I've never done it, never met it. And that's because women don't, there's nothing holding any women back. That tells you women don't want to be plumbers. It's not like, oh, there's all these barriers in their ways, so you put these barriers in their ways. No, there's no barrier in any woman's way. She can be a plumber right now, any woman. You don't even have to go to school. You could do a trade school and you could get hired by a plumbing company right now, be a plumber.
Is just
that's
fine.
silly. I do. I think that's silly. I really do. I mean, look at your situation. You're hardly unsuccessful.
Yeah, and I have battled quite hard to get where I've got to.
Good
so that's
for you.
okay. Battling is good. This is all about the
inevitable.
fight. But you talk about men fighting. Let me just put another thing to you from the book.
Why
You're
wouldn't
saying
you have to battle for a high-quality position?
Well, I notice in your book you talk about real conversations between men can take.
She says, that's because I had to battle. He says, why wouldn't you have to battle for a high-quality position? That's how it is.
Quote, an underlying threat of physicality.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
What about?
Joshua, I met some women electricians, though. I haven't met women electricians. I'm born and raised here in Southern California. I don't know if that means I should meet more or less. I'm not sure, but just giving you guys that info. And then Joshua says, I've met 2 female plumbers, but it's very rare. I have yet to meet one woman plumber. One. And I have one uncle that's in construction that has lots of employees, and I've dealt with a lot of home renovations and property management, and I have yet to meet one woman plumber.
Real conversation between women, is that something, or are we sort of too amenable and reasonable?
No, it's just that the domain of physical conflict is sort of off limits for you.
Well, you just said that I've fought to get where I've got.
Yeah, but
what does that make me?
Well,
a proxy man or something?
I don't imagine that to some degree, I suspect you're not very agreeable.
So that's the thing. Successful women, I'm not very agreeable.
Right.
But
I've noticed that actually in this conversation.
At least
and I'm sure it served your career well.
Successful women, though, basically have to wear the trousers, in your view. They have to sort of become men to succeed, is what you're saying.
Well, if they're going
I've had to fight to succeed,
if
therefore
they're going to
I'm an
compete
honorary
against men, certainly masculine traits are going to be helpful. I mean, one of the things I do in my counseling practice, for example, when I'm consulting with women who are trying to advance their careers, is to teach them how to negotiate and to be able to say no and to not be easily pushed around and to be formidable. And you need to, if you're going to be successful, you need to be smart, conscientious, and tough.
Well, here's a radical idea. Why don't the bosses adopt the male bosses, shall we say, adopt some female traits so that women don't have to fight and get their sharp elbows out for the pay rises? It's just accepted if they're doing the same job, they get the same pay.
Well, I would say partly because it's not so easy to determine what constitutes the same job.
But that's because, arguably, there are still men dominating our industries, our society, and therefore they've dictated the terms for so long that women have to battle to be like the men.
No, it's not true. It's not true. So, for example,
where's the evidence?
Well, I can give you an example very quickly. So I worked with women who worked in high-powered law firms in Canada for about 15 years, and they were as competent and put together as anybody you would ever meet. And we were trying to figure out how to further their careers. And there was a huge debate in Canadian society at that point that was basically...
Let's go to the chat real quick. Being an electrician isn't that hard for women. It's not, but they still don't want to do that. Women are always less than percentage of the trade industry. Yeah, they're always a lower percentage. It's from Ryan. Fiona says, you are such a misogynistic bigot to agree with this guy. Strange how the men in chat agree with this guy who thinks women should stay down. No, didn't say that. Not impressed with the guy who owns this channel. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion, but what you're saying doesn't make any sense because that's not what any of us implied, that women should stay down or anything like that. Not at all. So I think you need to listen more carefully maybe and do a better job of digesting what you're seeing and hearing, meaning the chat you're reading and the words that I'm saying. Yeah. Here we go.
Ran along the same lines as your argument, is that if law firms didn't use these masculine criteria, then perhaps women would do better. But the market sets the damn game. It's like...
And the market is dominated by men.
No,
So
it's
what I'm
not. It's
asking
not.
you-
The market is dominated by women. They make 80% of the consumer decisions. That's not the case
What?
at all.
If you're talking
80%.
about people who stay at home looking after children, by and large, they are still women. So they're going out doing the shopping. But that is changing.
They make all
Anyway,
the
what I want to
consumer
ask
decisions.
You, okay, so
the
what I want to
market
ask
is
you-
driven by
okay,
women, not men.
Right.
Okay, and if you're a lawyer
And they
in
still
Canada...
pay more for the same sort of goods. That's been proven, that men, you buy a blue bicycle helmet, it's going to cost less than a pink one. Anyway, we'll come on to that.
It's partly because men are less agreeable. Right, so they won't put up with it.
I want to ask you, is it not desirable to have some of those female traits you're talking about? I'd say that's a generalization, but you've used the words female traits.
Nathan says, how many gynecologists have you met that are male? Miss Medication heard me ask that question. She said many. She says if you're in the medical field, you'll see there's a lot. She was in the medical field, Miss Medication, before I came along and decided to take care of the family here. Then I put her to work. Now she's working harder than she ever did. Oh, man. Fiona's having a good time in the chat here. She's enjoying it. She's getting all this attention. She's getting all this attention. Look at that. Very good. Very good. Here we go. Here we go. Chat's lit. Here we go.
Is it not desirable to have some of them at the top of business? I mean, maybe there wouldn't have
They
been
don't predict
a
success.
banking crisis.
They
if
don't
that had
predict
happened.
success in the workplace. The things that predict success in the workplace are intelligence and conscientiousness. Agreeableness negatively predicts success in the workplace. And so does high negative emotion.
You're saying that women aren't intelligent enough to run these top companies?
No, I didn't say that at all.
You said that female traits don't predict success.
But I didn't say that
Intelligence
intelligence
and
wasn't. I didn't say that
do.
intelligence and conscientiousness
Well, you were saying that
weren't
intelligence
female
and
traits.
conscientiousness by implication are not female traits.
No.
I mean,
I'm not
that's very
saying that.
dangerous territory.
I'm not saying that at all.
Are women less
There's-
intelligent than men, by and
No,
large?
no, they're not. No, the data on that's pretty clear. The average IQ for a woman and the average IQ for a man is identical. There is some debate about the flatness of the distribution, which is something that James Damore pointed out, for example, in his memo, but there's no difference at all in general cognitive ability. There's no difference to speak of in conscientiousness. Women are a bit more orderly than men, and men are a little bit more industrious than women. But the difference isn't big. But
I know
that
plenty of-
averages into
Plenty of
conscientiousness.
men who aren't necessarily as
Well, of
industrious.
course.
But we'll,
these are-
we'll,
okay.
we'll,
But no,
female
but
traits,
you asked me
though,
a
why
question.
are they not...
Feminine traits,
Why
let's
are they
say.
not desirable at the top of... Feminine traits, why are they not desirable at the top of business?
It's hard to say. I'm just laying out the empirical evidence. Like we know the traits that predict success.
But we also know, because companies by and large have not been dominated by women over the centuries, we have nothing to compare it to. It's an experiment.
True, and it could be the case that if companies modified their behavior and became more feminine, that they would be successful. But
You
there's
seem
no
doubtful about
evidence
that.
for it. I'm not neither doubtful nor non-doubtful. There's no evidence
So why
for
not
it.
give it a go, as the radical
Because the evidence
feminists would
suggests,
say?
well, it's fine. If someone wants to start a company and make it more feminine and compassionate, let's say, and caring in its overall orientation towards its workers and towards the marketplace, then that's a perfectly reasonable experiment to run.
Jen says, sorry, I went back in the chat. Jen says, sorry, but this woman who had a career in a male-dominated profession, I wouldn't let anyone or thing hold me back. I retired to have a family and raise my boys. Right on. What? Psycho is on a good one. He's trolling our chat, trying to get you guys worked up.
Beta.
And bringing up this word. What an incel position.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
That's amazing.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
My point is that there is no evidence that those traits predict success in the workplace. And there's
Because
this
it's never
evidence
been
is-
tried.
Well, that's not really the case. Women have been in the workplace for what? At least ever since I've been around, the representation of women in the workplace has been about 50%. So we've run the experiment for a fairly reasonable period of time, but not, certainly not for centuries.
Let me move on to another debate that's been very controversial for you.
Here we go.
And this
We're
is,
getting-
you got in trouble.
Here we go. This is the part that has the most views on this video. You see this part right here? You see this part right here, guys? And so this is where he gets her. She really tries to nail him here, and you could see she's like all into it. And then, I mean, the guy is, it's just common sense, actually. I don't even think. Anyway, let me play it.
Trouble for refusing to call trans men and women by their preferred personal pronouns.
No,
I want to
that's
ask-
not actually true. I got in trouble because I said I would not follow the compelled speech dictates of the federal and provincial government. I actually never got in trouble for not calling anyone anything.
Right.
That didn't happen.
You wouldn't follow the change of law, which was designed
Not
to
once it was
outlaw
law.
discrimination.
No.
Why
Well,
should
that's what
your-
they said it was designed to do.
Okay, you cited freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm very glad that I have
but you
exercised
get
my
my
freedom of
point.
speech.
You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
And
do
that is
you-
what you should do. But
and
you're
you-
exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
Ha, gotcha.
you have got me. You have got me. I'm trying to work that through in my head. Yeah. It took a while.
It did, yeah.
It took a while. You have voluntarily,
Bro, I gotta
you have
go
voluntarily
back.
come into this
Oh, man. Oh, hold on. We'll listen a little bit more and then we'll go. Hold
studio
on.
and agreed to be questioned. A trans person in your class has come to your class and said they want to be called
And that's never
she.
happened. And I would call them she.
So you would. So you've kind of changed your tune on that.
No, I said that right
Let's
from
go
the
back.
beginning.
Hold on. Here we go.
And this is, you got in trouble for refusing to call trans men and women by their preferred personal pronouns. I
No,
want to
that's
ask-
not actually true. I got in trouble because I said I would not follow the compelled speech dictates of the federal and provincial government. I actually never got in trouble for not calling anyone anything.
Right.
That didn't
You
happen.
wouldn't follow the change of law, which was designed
Not
to
once it was
outlaw
law.
discrimination.
No.
Why
Well,
should
that's
your...
what they said it was designed to do.
Okay,
Here we go.
you cited freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm
you
very
get
glad that I have
but you get
exercised my freedom of
point.
speech.
You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
And
do
that is
you-
what you should do. But
and
you're
you-
exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
Ha, gotcha.
you have got me. I'm trying to work
about
that through in
time.
my head. Yeah. It took a while.
It did, yeah.
It took a while. You have voluntarily come into this studio and agreed to be questioned. A trans person in your class has come to your class and said they want to be called
And that's never
she.
happened. And I would call them she.
So you would. So you've kind of changed your tune on that.
No, I said that right from the beginning. What I said at the beginning was that I was not going to cede the linguistic territory to radical leftists, regardless of whether or not it was put in law. That's what I said.
You've
And then
also-
the people who came after me said, oh, you must be transphobic and you mistreat a student in your class. It's like, I never mistreated a student in my class. I'm not transphobic, and that isn't what I said.
Well, except you've also called trans campaigners authoritarian, haven't you? I mean, isn't that
Well,
grossly
only in the
insen-
broader context of my claims that
NPC, bro, got cooked. Got cooked, bro.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Wow, bro. Wow. Holy smokes, bro. That was crazy. Oh. Yeah. There's a reason why that part of this clip is the most watched.
radical leftist ideologues are authoritarian,
Yes,
which
but
they are.
You're saying someone who's trying to work out their gender identity, who may well have struggled with that, had quite a
No
tough
doubt
time
have
over the
struggled
years.
with it, yeah.
You're comparing them with, Chairman Mao, who
Just the
saw the
activists.
deaths of millions of people. Well,
Just the
even if the
activists.
activists, they're trans people too. They have a right to say these things.
Yeah, but they don't have a
Isn't it
right to
grossly
speak for their whole
insensitive
community.
to compare them to Chairman Mao or, Pinochet, Augusto Pinochet? I mean, this is grossly insensitive. Isn't
I
it?
didn't compare them to Pinochet.
Well,
I did compare them to
he
Mao.
was an authoritarian.
He's a
wasn't he?
right-winger, though. I was comparing them to the left-wing totalitarians. And
Okay,
I do believe they
Mao-
are left-wing
Mao-
totalitarians.
Under Mao, millions of people died.
Right.
I mean, there's no comparison between
That's-
Mao and a trans activist, is there?
Why not?
Because trans activists aren't killing millions of people?
You guys are talking about his wife leaving him, never left him. This is him and his wife and his granddaughter. He's actually really sick right now. That's why I'm playing this video. It is an older video. And then someone else just came in the chat. Prissy, I think it is. Prissy said, you should see the whole video. He cremated her. We have. You just joined us, but we actually have gone through that whole video and really enjoyed this video. And you're right. Phenomenal video. This is Jordan Peterson and his wife. That's his daughter's kid. And Jordan Peterson, unfortunately, guys, is currently very sick. And they said he won't be out in public or on the stage for months, maybe longer, because he's dealing with something that they can't figure out at this moment. So, anyway, that's why I kind of dove into him today. So here we
The
go.
philosophy that's guiding their utterances is the same philosophy.
The consequences are...
Not yet.
You're saying that trans activists
No.
could lead to the deaths of millions of people? What
No,
they're
I'm
doing-
saying that the philosophy that drives their utterances is the same philosophy that already has driven us to the deaths of millions of people.
Okay, tell us how that philosophy is in any way comparable.
Sure, that's no problem. The first thing is that the philosophy presumes that group identity is paramount. That's the fundamental philosophy that drove the Soviet Union and Maoist China. And it's the fundamental philosophy of the left-wing activists. It's identity politics. It doesn't matter who you are as an individual. It matters who you are in terms of your group identity.
You're just
That's
saying these
murderous-
things, though, to provoke, aren't you? I mean,
Not
you
a
are a
bit.
provocateur.
I never say
You're like
anything-
the alt-right that you hate to be compared to. You want to stir things up.
I'm only a provocateur insofar as when I say what I believe to be true, it's provocative. I don't provoke. Maybe for
You don't
humor
set out to
now
provoke.
and then. I'm not interested.
Eat Freedom says he'd be happy if Jordan Peterson dies. We'll go ahead and time this person out. We're good with that. We're not trying to celebrate death, bro. That's stupid. Jen, love it, love it. Yeah, we'll keep going. Holy cow. Yeah, I think Psycho Black is trolling hard, is doing a good job of it. She knows she's wrong. She's getting angry. Yep. People who don't like him are usually people who need enlightenment. He knows how that brain thinks and he can see through you. Master of human behavior. This man is a legend for his accurate articulation of the situation of and our reality.
Interested in provoking.
But what about the thing
believe-
about, fighting and the lobster? Tell us about the lobster.
I love this part about the lobster, and I had no idea about this. This is crazy. Thank you, God, for Jordan Peterson. Anyone who wants to silence someone else because you cannot win a debate, we are Charlie Kirk, bro. We are Charlie Kirk, ladies and gentlemen. We are Charlie Kirk.
Well, that's quite a segue. Well, the first in provoking.
But this part about the lobster is very interesting.
But what
Not
about
in
the
the
thing
least.
about, fighting and the lobster? Tell us about the lobster.
Well, that's quite a segue. Well, the first chapter I have in my book is called Stand Up Straight with Your Shoulders Back. And it's an injunction to be combative, not least to further your career, let's say, but also to adopt a stance of ready engagement with the world and to reflect that in your posture. And the reason that I write about lobsters is because there's this idea that hierarchical structures are a sociological construct of the Western patriarchy. And that is so untrue that it's almost unbelievable. And I use the lobster as an example because the lobster, we divulged from lobsters in evolutionary history about 350 million years ago, common ancestor. And lobsters exist in hierarchies, and they have a nervous system attuned to the hierarchy. And that nervous system runs on serotonin, just like our nervous systems do. And the nervous system of the lobster and of the human being is so similar that antidepressants work on lobsters. And it's part of my attempt to demonstrate that the idea of hierarchy has absolutely nothing to do with sociocultural construction, which it doesn't.
Let me just get this straight. You're saying that we should organize our societies along the lines of the lobsters?
I'm saying that it's inevitable that there will be continuity in the way that animals and human beings organize their structures. It's absolutely inevitable. And there is 1/3.
I'm trying to figure out, guys, at what point do I time a user out? Time a viewer out. So Psycho, I don't know, is that you think constitute removing them from our chat? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. But I would say this thing that he says about the lobsters is very interesting. Where I'm just gonna let him say it.
Stir things up.
I'm only a provocateur insofar as when I say what I believe to be true, it's provocative.
You guys think we should boot him? I don't want to just boot someone for being annoying or stirring it up, but if you're gonna be talking about, fake things and unaliving and all this kind of stuff, I'm not into that. We're not trying to do that. Psycho is a hater and a beta.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Yeah, that's not cool, right? I don't think it's cool. Let's do it. Let's boot him. Let's go. Here we go. Psycho. Boom. 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 24 hours. There we go. Okay. It's not really contributing to an actual conversation. Good mod knows. Sweet. Good mod knows. Yep. Let's add Jen. Can we add Jen as a moderator? Yeah. Manage standard moderator. Oh, how do we do it? Oh, wait. How do we do it? Can we go managing moderator? I don't know what the difference is. Jen, I added you as a moderator. Let me know if I need to change the settings. State line, that's wrong. State line says that's exactly what's wrong with society today. We'd never be in this predicament without people like that. I like my lobster with drawn butter and Prozac, please. I want a lover, not a. Oh my God. Awesome. Okay, so let's listen to this lobster thing because this is very interesting, and I want to hear this again.
I don't provoke. Maybe for humor.
You don't set out to
now
provoke.
And then. I'm not interested in provoking.
But what
Not
about the thing about, fighting and the lobster? Tell us about the lobster.
Thank you, Jen.
Well, that's quite a segue.
Thank you, Jen.
Well, the first chapter I have in my book is called Stand Up Straight with Your Shoulders Back. And it's an injunction to be combative, not least to further your career, let's say, but also to adopt a stance of ready engagement with the world and to reflect that in your posture. And the reason that I write about lobsters is because there's this idea that hierarchical structures are a sociological construct of the Western patriarchy. And that is so untrue that it's almost unbelievable. And I use
that part right there. Let me just, I want to hear those words because I get in lots of debates and I want to understand this well.
Logical construct of the Western patriarchy, I write about lobsters, is because there's this idea that hierarchical structures are a sociological construct of the Western patriarchy. And that is so untrue that
the Western patriarchy, hierarchical structures
are a sociological construct of the Western patriarchy. And that is so untrue that it's almost unbelievable. And I use the lobster as an example because the lobster, we divulged from lobsters in evolutionary history about 350 million years ago, common ancestor. And lobsters exist in hierarchies, and they have a nervous system attuned to the hierarchy. And that nervous system runs on serotonin, just like our nervous systems do. And the nervous system of the lobster and of the human being is so similar that antidepressants work on lobsters. And it's part of my attempt to demonstrate that the idea of hierarchy has absolutely nothing to do with sociocultural construction, which it doesn't.
Let me just get this straight. You're saying that we should organise our societies along the lines of the lobsters?
I'm saying that it's inevitable that there will be continuity in the way that animals and human beings organize their structures. It's absolutely inevitable. And there is 1/3 of a billion years of evolutionary history behind that. Right? That's so long that 1/3 of a billion years ago, there weren't even trees. It's a long time. You have a mechanism in your brain that runs on serotonin that's similar to the lobster mechanism that tracks your status. And the higher your
Ray, yes, I'm seeing both. I'm seeing yours as well, Ray. If you're asking if I'm reading your chat, I'm just so you guys know, while I'm watching this, I'm literally right now, this is me looking at chat. So I have my video set up to where when I look at chat on my screen, when you're looking at me, I'm also looking at my chat right here on your screen. So you can kind of tell while I'm looking at my chat. Jordan Rizzy Doll, welcome Rizzy. Jordan Peterson is so well spoken. I'm always in awe of him. Yes, and he's currently not feeling good. He's sick, and we're hoping he'll get better soon.
Status, the better your emotions are regulated. So as you're right, that's so long that 1/3 of a billion years ago, it's absolutely inevitable. And
we should organise our societies along the lines of the lobsters.
I'm saying that it's inevitable that there will be continuity in the way that animals and human beings organize their structures. It's absolutely inevitable. And there is 1/3 of a billion years of evolutionary history behind that. Right? That's so long that 1/3 of a billion years ago, there weren't even trees. It's a long time. You have a mechanism in your brain that runs on serotonin that's similar to the lobster mechanism that tracks your status. And the higher your status, the better your emotions are regulated. So as your serotonin levels increase, you feel more positive emotion and less negative emotion.
So you're saying like the lobster
in your brain that runs on serotonin, that's a long time. You have a mechanism in your brain that runs on serotonin that's similar to the lobster mechanism that tracks your status. And the higher your status, the better your emotions are regulated. So as your serotonin levels increase, you feel more positive emotion and less negative emotion.
So you're saying like the lobsters, we're hardwired as men and women to do certain things, to sort of run along tram lines, and there's nothing we can do about it?
No, I'm not saying there's nothing we can do about it, because it's like in a chess game, right? There's lots of things that you can do, although you can't break the rules of the chess game and continue to play chess. And your biological nature is somewhat like that, is it sets the rules of the game, but within those rules you have a lot of leeway. But the idea that, one thing we can't do is say that hierarchical organization is a consequence of the capitalist patriarchy. It's like, that's patently absurd. It's wrong. It's not a matter of opinion. It's seriously wrong.
Aren't you just whipping people up into a state of anger? And
not at all.
Divisions between men and women, you're stirring people up. You know, you have any critics of you online get absolutely lambasted by your followers.
And by me, generally.
Sorry, your critics get lambasted by you. I mean, isn't that irresponsible?
Not at all. If an academic is going to come after me and tell me that I'm not qualified and that I don't know what I'm talking about.
So you're not going to say to your followers now, quit the abuse, quit the anger?
Well, we'd need some substantial examples of the abuse and the anger before I could detail that question.
There's a lot of it out there.
Let's take a more general perspective on that. So I've had 25,000 letters since June, something like that, from people who told me that I've brought them back from the brink of destruction. And so I'm perfectly willing to put that up against the rather vague accusations that my followers are making the lives of people that I've targeted miserable.
Jordan Peterson, thank you.
My pleasure. Nice talking with you.
Wow. 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 Yes, you guys are right. That's an older video, but it's one that will, I think, that will stand the test of time. That was incredible, guys. Holy cow. I've watched this video probably way more than I should. but I get more and more out of it every time I watch it. That's an incredible one, guys. Wow, I love that interview. That was and you were right. What's your name here? Someone was saying that she tried hard for a sound. A little piggy racing says she's trying hard for a soundbite, and she really went after him. She did whatever she could, and she had all these things, these preconceived things made up in her mind, and she thought for sure she's gonna get him, and she was blown away when she couldn't. Have you seen Doc Rich, Medi? That's in this chat. Doc Rich, you're saying in this chat, or you're saying, or no? Is that? Oh, that's someone on YouTube, right? Doc Rich. He's the man with the plan. Doc Rich. I think I have something saved from Doc Rich. Wait. Doc Rich shorts. Doc Rich. Oh, Doc Rich shorts. Yeah. So Doc Rich, I have some clips saved of Doc Rich. Are you talking about Jesse Lee Peterson stuff, or which ones? Which ones of him? I'm looking at chat. Wow, I did see it originally and must have watched more than once. Yeah, that's a really good one. Doc Rich shorts. You said Jesse Lee Peterson stuff?
I'm just going to leave this video clip here and let y'all, let me know what you think. Now, be honest, especially considering, what some folks have been saying on the internet recently. Check it out.
Probably for the sake of myself, I really do appreciate the ability to debate with you, man.
I want you to think about what I asked you.
Okay, you mind if I have a hat?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Great points. I would say that I am with you for the idea of a colorblind society. I think it's a bit of a farce to say that colorblind society is something we should aspire to, but I think it's a farce to think that it doesn't exist, that race doesn't play a factor. I totally agree. Okay.
Yeah, you're black, but
hold on. James says the top middle. James says the top middle has some asterisks around it. Which one? Here's Doc Rich, shorts. Oh, this one?
Oh, we got another brother cooking. My goodness. Absolutely cooking. 1,000% on point. Somebody hand this man an apron. He's chefing it up.
So I was thinking, what if the reason Joe Biden felt comfortable enough to say, if we don't vote for him, we're not black, is the same reason why President L.B. Johnson said that he's going to have black people, or actually these N-words, voting Democrat for the next 200 years? Is it because they still view us as their property? And what I mean by that is both of these presidents were Democrat. And did you know the Democratic Party, historically speaking, was the party of segregation, slavery, the KKK, and racism? I don't know, but once I find enough dots, I start connecting them.
Many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling.
Oh, we got another brother cooking.
Oh, man. This is actually absolutely true. Now, people will say that the Democrat and Republican Party were switched. I would just say they were just not the same exactly as they are now. And it was the leaders of the Democratic Party that were the leaders of the KKK. And the Democratic Party were the ones that were against getting rid of slavery. They were against it. This is Doc Rich right here. And this is his Jesse Lee Peterson stuff.
Jesse Lee Peterson in some savage moments. So grab your drink of choice, maybe even a little snack. All right, kick back, relax, and I'm sure we're gonna get a good laugh out of this one.
I need another coffee.
With that being said,
babe, can I have another coffee? Should I trigger some of the
Beta.
Get over here, woman. I need another coffee, woman.
Don't make me.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Oh, man.
That's amazing.
A feminine man is a weak man because he's a woman. He's a beta.
No, he's not, Jesse.
Yeah, he's a beta.
No, he's not.
He is a beta.
Did you feel like a beta male when she made a joke about you being triggered?
Are you out of your cotton picking mind?
I got sound bites on my mixing board that are literally 1.5 slides of my buttons are Jesse Lee Peterson, and they will be more too. So just it's the best thing.
So you a gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
Beta.
Oh man, I'm getting a coffee right now. I'm gonna press play. Here we go.
let's dive in.
Are you a Christian?
I am not.
You're not a Christian?
No.
And where do you put yourself as concerning religion?
Founder of the I Believe You project?
Maybe I'm multi-religious, if that makes sense.
No.
Just his reactions alone, man, I'm losing my voice from my live stream out in Newport Beach on the streets yesterday to now. I'm losing my voice, but I need a bigger mixing board. Yeah, I got pages on my mixing board. I got multiple pages. 1.5 pages are just Jesse Lee. I have like 5 pages, so it's got enough. You guys want to see? I'll show you the mixing board. This is what it looks like right here. Here. This is the mixing board here. I'll press the button. You can see what it does. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Beta, 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 beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How did you become gay? So you a gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
Oh, man. It's so good. That's our boy, bro. That's a lie.
That's amazing.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Oh, man. It's so good. It's so good.
That's a lie.
The gay one is so good. I made a whole series of the gay ones.
So you a gay?
The way he says, so you a gay?
So you a gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
Can I play that one for you guys real quick? The so you are gay one? Let me just play that one for you guys really quick. That's such a good one. Oh, thank you for the coffee, ma'am, madam.
You just described a black
Miss.
person. No, a feminine man is a weak man because he's a woman. He's a beta.
No, he's not, Jesse.
Yeah, he's a beta.
No, he's not.
He is a beta.
I can't believe I'm being bullied right now on.
No, he's not. He's a beta. Jesus, brothers. Oh, my God. Oh.
You just described a black person. No, a feminine man is a weak man because he's a woman. He's a beta.
No, he's not, Jesse.
Yeah, he's a beta.
No, he's not.
He is a beta.
I can't believe I'm being bullied right now on live on the air.
Disagreeing.
Oh, man, where is the guy? So you are gay? Let's see, right here. You guys ready for this? Here we go.
How the power of the universe experiences all that, I have absolutely no inkling.
Oh, okay. So now I see a little gay in you.
Good.
When you did this, I saw it.
Uh-huh.
So, thank you.
Oh, it actually starts
so
right.
Listen,
It starts right here. Hold on. Right here. Here we go. Here we go.
Jason, you could have been straight up, man. Be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Right here.
No
right here.
children or anything.
No.
Do you regret not getting married, having children now that you're older?
Well, and I'm gay.
You're gay?
Yes.
You don't look gay.
We come in all shapes and sizes, brother.
So you're gay?
I'm gay.
I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah, well, I just told you.
How did you become gay?
One doesn't become gay. One is born that way.
Does God know you're gay?
I believe so.
Did he make you that way?
That's my opinion.
You think that God made you gay?
I have no, I don't know I'm not going to be presumed to plumb the depths of the Most High, but yes, I've been gay as long as I can remember.
And so, have you been with men?
Of course.
Like sexually?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's mind-blowing.
This is mind-blowing for you?
That's amazing.
Because I never expected a priest and a father of Epiphany Church to be gay.
That you sounds like you're
gay.
coming from the assumption, what's look gay mean?
You know, switchy and soft looking.
Really? That's what you call stereotyping.
Oh, but
that's called, that's like if I were to say to you, well, you're black, where's your fried chicken?
I was at the house, and I can't wait to get home to eat it.
I love that.
So, how the power of the universe experiences all that, I have absolutely no inkling.
Oh, okay. So now I see a little gay in you.
Good.
When you did this, I saw it.
Uh-huh.
So, thank you. So listen, to represent God and
the Most High.
That's where I got my sound bites, is from this clip right here. So if you, in the future, if you guys hear me say this, or you see this on my sound bites right here, watch.
Not getting married, having children, not that.
So.
Did he make you that way?
I become gay.
So you're gay?
That's my sound clip right here.
So you're gay? So you're gay? So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
It's from this clip right here. So you are gay? The way he looks at him.
So you're gay?
I'm gay.
I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah, well, I just told you.
How did you become gay?
One doesn't become gay. One is born that way.
Does God know you're gay?
I believe so.
Did he make you that way?
That's my opinion.
Does God know that you're gay? Did he make you that way? But this, guys, so you know, for the future, when we're doing these streams and you hear this is the clip I got it from. So in the back of your mind, you can picture this. This is it. Watch.
So you're gay? So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay.
That's the mixing board I just showed you.
I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
Oh man. Oh, okay. Back to Doc Rich. Let's go.
I am a person who believes in faith and goodness holistically.
Mason, I've noticed that women today, not all, but mostly liberal women, they seem to be, they pretend to be tough, but yet when you see these type of movements, they are saying that they're weak. You know, they need laws, and they accuse men. It's as though they don't know how or have the strength to say no to a man or to walk away. Whereas when I was growing up, women were stronger. And if they didn't want to do anything with you, you knew it. You said, okay, fine. You know, what happened to these women that they're so weak that they need to pass laws? They're always complaining. They're starting movements, while yet you hear them say, "Oh, I'm a strong woman. I'm strong. I'm wonderful. You know." It's like they're lying. A lie is in there somewhere, because a strong woman or a strong person wouldn't be crying and passing laws and trying to hurt other people. They would defend themselves. They would go on with life, because life offers so many challenges. Are they weak or are they strong? I don't know.
Jesse, I'm sorry. State Line says nice cup. Looks pretty cool. Looks mosaic. This is a cup I got in Italy, in Sicily. And this is at that place where they had, what's that hotel that's on the show? Miss Medication, where do we get this cup? Oh, she's not there right now. There's that hotel on that HBO show or whatever that show is. We went to that place, got engaged, and got this cup there in Italy. It's pretty cool. Thanks, bro. Sorry, didn't mean
what they are and what they want.
That's a very interesting perspective that I've never really thought about.
And it's mostly liberal women, feminist kind of people.
We have found that it actually takes great strength to come forward to tell your story. And
it doesn't take much strength to do that.
It does.
It takes strength to say, hey, guy, I don't want to have sex with you. Leave me alone.
There were plenty of white, privileged, oppressed.
This is hand-painted in one of those art little areas out there in Sicily. Where is that, Sicily? I got to pull this up because the hotel, they went and shot that show down there in that area. And I don't know why I'm blanking on it right now, but here it is. Here it is. It is called Taormina. That's right, Taormina. And that show, Hotel Tower. So this was in Taormina where we did this, and what is that show called? White Lotus. Sorry, guys. White Lotus was shot there. Very cool. At the hotel that we were at. Very, very cool. Someone just sent me, you guys want to watch me do this? Someone just sent me a reel on Instagram that they want me to collaborate with them. So what that means is, because I have a lot of followers, they want to collaborate with me. So they send me their reel, and I become a collaborator with them, and my viewers will see their reel as well. It increases the viewership. You guys want to see this reel? Should I pull it up? Here is, it might not be great for my, let's see. This is, okay, I'll show you guys. So this is a reel that someone just added me as a collaborator. I might accept it, or I gotta see. For real, bro, for real. All right, so let's see. Where is this? Boom, here it is. We'll get back to Jesse Lee Peterson in a second. This is a reel that was just sent over. And I gotta see if I want to add this and add myself as a collaborator. Here, let's check it out. So there she is. So this is from that Jeremy Harrell right here. You can see his name up here. Right up here, he sent this over. And this is that reel. Let's put the sound on. Trying to catch me riding. Oh, you know what? I can't put sound. So I'm not gonna, let me see if I could turn that sound off. Burn your walls. I'm gonna turn the sound off and play it because they'll hit me with the thing. With the copyright. So this is the reel, no sound. Antifa criminal wheeled away handcuffed. And I guess the song is they catch me rolling, they hating, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty. Yeah, hogtied, bro, straight up. Yeah, dude. What do you guys think? Should I collab on this? Should I add this to my page? What do you guys think? You say yes, I'll do it. You guys think I should do it? I don't do every single one that's sent over to me. I pick and choose. About sums it up. You see the one that was crying in lockup? No, I didn't see that one yet. Yeah, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I add this as a, okay, I'll add this as a, yeah. Jenny says 100, yeah. Yes. Rissidal says yes. Crazy says yes. Yeah. Should I do it? All right, I'll do it. Let's do it. Okay, let me go like this. And I have to do it on my cell phone because it only lets you do it on the app, not on my computer. So I'll go to it and I'll hit accept. Review. You are now a collaborator on this reel. So now you'll see that reel on my page, guys, if you want to check it out. And this is my page. Let's just double check and see if it showed up. This is my page. And yeah, you see it right there now. So now it's my most recent reel right here. There it is. So if you want to see it, this is my page, guys, if you guys want to check it out. And if you don't know my Instagram already, Riding Dirty or Riding Furry. Yeah, they should do an edit, James. Try to Riding Furry. This is the Instagram, guys, if you want to check it out. That's the reel we just looked at together, and you guys pretty much approved it. So here we go. Here we go.
Oppressors that took.
I don't want to.
She's talking about oppressors now. What is she talking about, bro? Oh, that was good. Riding Furry. Yeah, dude, that was good, bro. Fucking James, bro. Good old James, dog. Love it, love it, love
Have
it.
secretary, leave me alone.
There were story, and
it doesn't take much strength to do that.
It does.
It takes strength to say, "Hey, guy, I don't want to have secretary, leave me alone."
There were plenty of white, privileged oppressors that took advantage of the system to continue to abuse and oppress African Americans who are great contributors of society.
When did that happen and when?
All throughout history. As soon as white people started going to Africa and pulling people against their will onto slave ships.
That didn't happen.
White people didn't go to Africa and grab slaves. That didn't happen. That's a fact.
That's a made-up lie. The blacks.
She looked shocked.
Were sold to the Arabs by other blacks, elitist black, rich blacks, kings, and then those Arabs took them to other parts of the world and sold them. The white man didn't just go to Africa to get some Negroes. That was made up.
Either way, they were sold against their will. A human being is not to be bought or sold. They're not a commodity.
But it wasn't about a so-called white privilege.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Man.
Okay, let's substitute the word white for Arab then.
No, yeah, it was.
That's fine.
The Arabs who did it, and yes, maybe that was wrong. But
actually, technically, it was other black people that did it. Other black people sold black people to other places. So,
but the white man didn't do it. So likewise,
but it was still.
Kaylin is right. Her mind is spiraling. It won't compute. Like, okay, Arabs. Well, let's do Arabs then. It's like, well, you were just talking about white privilege.
But it was still wrong.
It's such a very interesting point you're making.
But it was still wrong though. Oh my God, bro, this is almost hard to. You when you get secondhand embarrassment. Oh man,
it was still wrong.
It's such a very interesting point you're making, because likewise, these liberal women, they could be making up lies too, just like you thought that was the truth. They could be pushing a lie as well with a hidden agenda. Is that possible?
No.
Do you consider yourself a feminist?
What? I consider myself a human being.
How about a feminist?
I consider myself a human being.
How about a feminist?
I consider myself.
I love when Jesse pushes and he wants to get his question answered. Thank you, Gian. I think it's Gian. And thanks, Jen. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Myself a human being.
I can see that you're a human being, but do you consider yourself a feminist?
It's a good question. That's something that's been asked of me quite a lot recently.
Sure, yeah. And what is feminism?
Okay. Well.
Here we go.
Feminism is a
That's a lie.
movement both socially and anthropologically in recent modern history, although it has existed previously throughout civilization in many cultures.
You still haven't said what it is. It is a thing that was a thing. It was there and it was before and it was here and there. And what is it, bro?
When
she's having some trouble. She's having a whole lot of trouble describing this thing that she supposedly represents. Sheesh Louise. Get it out now. Get it out.
Whereas it's concerned for women's rights, whether that's equality.
That's a lie.
James, bro. I love this button, bro. This is so good.
That's a lie.
Or education, or the right to work, or reproductive rights. And that happens through social activism, through lawmaking, education, so on and so forth. My definition, I think a feminist, in its most fundamental, just so we're clear, the most fundamental, simplest form is somebody that looks at a woman and goes, hey, you're cool.
What? What just happened right now? Bro, are we watching the same thing right now together? Is this really what?
That's a lie. That's a lie.
What is going on?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh my, bro, I have to rewind this, bro. Oh my God, please. Destiny, thank you. Thank you. Love you too.
Looks at a woman and goes, hey, you're cool.
That's a very...
Somebody that...
What the...
Looks at a woman and goes, hey, just so we're clear.
Hold on, she said, just so we're fundamental, just so we're clear. So she's really thinking about this one, really making a point here.
My definition.
I need to make a reel out of this, guys. I should make a reel. This will probably get 1 million views in the first 7 days, is my guess. Just judging by my prior reels. I should make a reel out of this. Dab. Oh my God. Dab says, hey, medication.
I think a feminist, in its most fundamental, just so we're clear, the most fundamental, simplest form is somebody that looks at a woman and goes, hey, you're cool.
That's a very interesting statement. And so I need a short answer.
Okay.
I've never asked anyone this before. How does a man look at a woman and not think she's attractive and think sex? How is that possible?
They make a choice not to do it.
But it's okay for men to look at women and go, yeah.
I think any man that says that if any man says that they don't do that in their head, they're probably lying.
Yeah.
Probably.
And women too, right?
Absolutely. It's a human thing.
Are feminists in competition with men? Yes or no?
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
I got that impression from those godless women at the Golden Globe Award, that they were in competition with men.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Do you love men?
Do I love men?
Uh-huh.
I do.
You do?
I do.
And what is love?
Damn, bro. Did you see that? Did you see that look on her face? Did you see that? Oh, dude. Guys, I've said it before. Men are men. Women are women. Men will be men. We're going to look at women. And, you know, I don't think it's a good idea to hide the fact that you're a man or to suppress it. Miss Medication was here. She told you guys straight up. I'll look at women right in front of her. I even call it out. Hey, I think she's hot. Oh, hey, look, she's cute. I'm a man. Women would rather have men that have their head on straight and act like men. That's a man. That's what men do. That's innate. It's in us. We're men. You know, I mean, you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. Ain't nothing but mammals. Oh, man. And maybe if I had severe head trauma and living 100%. Yeah. She got dumped. Yep. Oh, man. Oh.
Mm.
You do?
Hold on.
I do.
And what is love?
Mm.
Second Discovery
I think
Channel.
that, what is human love? Like, what is love between two people?
Alpha, not beta.
Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
I try to tell you guys every day.
Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Do it like they do it on the Discovery Channel. You guys are funny, bro.
No, just what is love?
No, what's love between a human and a rabbit?
Love.
Oh, man.
A woman accused a man of sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just take her word at it or just hear her out, but wait until the evidence presents itself?
Well, we know how that one goes.
I think, well, I mean, being the founder of the I Believe You project, our aim is to have belief be the default position for all survivors of sexual violence.
Before the proof?
I think that it's important that we hear them out. It is what is not okay.
Believe it though, right?
There are countless women and men who have brought forth proof to community leaders, the system, law enforcement, whatever, and they are disbelieved regardless of the proof.
Well, that's a different story. But just because.
Yep, straight blushing already, dude, on live. By the way, I forgot to tell you, this cup on the bottom is the artist's name from Italy, which is pretty cool too. Caltirioni. I don't know. I don't know how to read it.
Because someone says it, should we believe them just because they said it?
I think it's worth reserving judgment.
I have a friend.
Yeah, it's definitely, I agree, Elmo. Definitely glitching out, bro. Definitely, bro. Darth.
Beta male.
Ashish, I love Italian art too. That's why I had to get this cup. I had to do it. There was a couple of them. Yeah, I love it. And I have another piece of, have you guys seen this kind of Italian art? Let me go grab this. Hold on. I have this one on the wall here in the office. Have you guys seen these Italian porcelain or these faces, these heads they make? You put them on the wall. See, this is the back where you have like the little thing where you hang it. Yeah, this is literally right there in the office, right here behind me to the side next to the Porsche. Pretty cool with the tongue out. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Love that thing. And then there's one more thing that I keep all my fish tools in because I got fish in here. I take care of fish. I love my pet fish. This is one of those heads. You guys seen these Italian head things? Same place, Taormina is where I got these. Yeah, you see them all over the place. Very cool. I don't know if you're supposed to do this with them, but these are all my fish tools. See all my nets and stuff. But I use it for that. And I do that because I use this stuff a lot and I like to see stuff like this and use it. I like to make use out of it and actually see it. Anyway, another little show and tell. Sherby, baby. Sherby's over here chilling. You guys want to see Sherby really quick? You guys want to see Sherby, my beta? A little show and tell. You want to see Sherby? Let me see if I can do this. This is always a little tricky. Oh, let's not ruin our camera footage here and go like this. Let me see if I can do this, guys. Ready? Let's see here.
No, not me.
No, not me.
No, not me.
There she goes. This is Sherby, guys. Can you guys see Sherby in there? That's Sherby right there. That's Sherby right there. That's my beta. And those are real plants. He's a beta. He's a beta male.
Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male. Beta male.
Huh?
I'm going to Pilates.
See you.
See you.
Bye, Miss Medication.
Bye.
Sorry for moving around so much, but this is Sherby, guys, in all his glory. Right there. That's Sherby. And those are real plants and stuff in there. Sherby's an alpha beta. He is, bro. He really is an alpha beta, bro. I like that. He's an alpha beta, bro. You guys remember alpha beta stores back in the day? And then I got guppies back here. So those are guppies right there. Right there. Those are my baby guppies. Those are my beta guppies right there. My guppy babies, sorry. My guppy babies. And they're like 5, 6, 7 months old, I forget now. And they just had their own little babies in there. So now I literally have these tiny little babies inside there. And by the way, all my plants are real, all the rocks, everything's real, sand is real, everything in my tanks are real. No plastic. But anyway, little show and tell, guys, in the middle of the stream. There we go. A little show and tell, little intermission, little show and tell. What are you guys saying here? I've never had one live long enough to get that big. Yep. That's been a while since the store was around. You're gonna shark when you hit 10K. Yeah, I should, bro. State Line says you're gonna get a shark when you hit 10K. I'm down to set some kind of goal, bro, and do something crazy. Alpha Beta store is seriously dating you, Medi. I know, Jen. I know. Alpha Beta stores, that's dating you, bro. I still remember those, Jen. I still remember those, dude. Yeah, I have to remind you. Beautiful tanks. My tank is dirty. It's getting clean today. Clean it up. Ashes, Rose. Clean it up. Get your tanks ready. Beta guppies. Yeah, get your tank cleaned up. Yeah, get it cleaned up and let's enjoy those babies, dude. They're cool. These fish. I love them. They're my pets right here. I have in my office. I spend so much time here, guys. With this stuff and for my businesses. I run all my businesses right here as well. So let's keep going.
She made absolutely no sense. And that is a very dangerous position, right? Where we're just believing folks with whatever it is that they say. Anybody could say anything. So why should we just believe? We can listen.
Steve Kasub says, do you have any saltwater stuff? No, I don't. I have freshwater stuff and mostly same temperature fish that thrive in the same temperature. Oh, I have one more thing I didn't show you guys. So we have, in our kitchen for our, rice and different whatever things, containers. We have these glass containers. I had an extra one. So I made what I call, or what's called an ecosystem tank. And this is it right here. It's handheld, so I can walk around with it. I love it because I can literally pick it up, take it with me over to the couch, put it on my coffee table in front of my couch while I'm watching YouTube. Watch this. This right here is my little eco tank I made. And this I made, this is a container, the same exact container that we put spices and stuff in. And you can see there's a little fish in there. And he might come out to the front here so you can see him. Let me get my eyes out of the picture so it'll focus on this. There, so you might, this guy's name is Pinky. He's in here. Pinky, you're gonna go to the go back here, Pinky. Over here. Go to my hand. Over here. Not my face, my hand. Up here, bro. Come on, bro. Pinky's in here swimming around, but he likes to come right to my face. Anyway, this is an eco tank, and here, let me see if I go like this, if you'll get over to that side. There you go. You see Pinky? There he is. There he is. Pinky's in there swimming around. He's one of those baby guppies. And I just put actual natural plants in here and they took over this eco tank. They literally took over this eco tank. I named him Pinky because he was the smallest of the brothers and sisters of the guppies in that other tank. And he was like the runt of the litter, so to speak. And for some reason, I felt like Pinky would be the right name for him. And I put Pinky right there next to Sherby, my beta, and it drives him crazy. Like he thinks he can eat him through the glass. And at least it entertains him. So, yeah. It tastes better with vodka. Yeah. You saw him? Yeah. He's hard to catch, but he loves. He thinks I'm gonna feed him. Every time he sees my face, he gets all excited, bro. So, but anyway, those are my little buddies that hang out with me.
And we should listen, but we also should investigate and wait until we learn the facts about the situation before we judge. But that's not the case these days. In the court of public opinion, you are guilty if accused. And that's that. Even if you are proven innocent, people will always hold that above your head. You are guilty. And that is BS. And
definitely agree. That whole thing of the Me Too where they went just crazy, went too far with it. I agree. If it's real, of course, you gotta deal with it and take care of it. But if it's just, listening, just anybody, whatever anyone says goes, no. We got a lot of crazies out here making false claims. Dang, Steve, cichlids get huge, right? Yes, cichlids can get big, but they also can stay small. Steve Kasub says he had cichlids, South American cichlids. Are those like electric yellows? Or is that more like discus? I think it's more discus, right? And stuff like that.
I think that we should be taking serious legal action against stuff like that because of how the times are. Anybody who falsely accuses someone of something, oh man, they should be paying that other person for the rest of their lives. The person that they falsely accuse should get a cut of their check for the rest of their life. And I'm serious. Because in the court of public opinion, that's always going to be there. So as long as it's there, you gotta send a cut of your check to that other person because that's BS. It's the way that I feel. But y'all talk to me in the comments.
The president is more transparent than I have a lot of friends, I think.
Trump has. Do you think that Trump tells lies, blatant lies?
Do you see that the president is more transparent than any president or administration in recent history?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
How is he?
How could the guy say absolutely not, bro? Like, Trump is probably the most transparent president I've ever seen in my life.
Not transparent.
Well, why does he own that? Absolutely.
How is he not transparent?
Well, why doesn't he own up to the Stormy Daniels story if he's transparent?
That's dumb, man. Don't go there. I mean, give me something
I'm
real.
asking. That's a question. That's a personal thing.
Give me something real.
And it's based in truth somewhere. Why doesn't he just own the truth of it?
That's shallow. I'm not going there with you. That's shallow. Give me something real.
Why is it shallow? But it speaks about his character, though.
What does that have to do with the president in the White House now?
When his character is in question? How is he the light?
His character is not in question.
I'm questioning his character. These are questions he hasn't answered.
And the reason you're doing that because you are a member of the family of the children of the lie.
The children of the lie. I love it. Who's this guy? David Johnson says you can call yourself transparent but still be lying. Please explain.
Are you a Christian?
I believe in God, yes.
Are you a Christian?
I believe in God.
Are you a Christian?
I don't think God intended for us to have identities that said we're specifically what he wants us to be. I don't think he wants us to be called Christian or Jewish or Buddhist or anything. He wants us to believe in him. So,
are you a Christian?
I believe in God, yeah.
I didn't ask that. I asked, are you a Christian?
Beta male.
Who's this? Ash Rose, Trump, Great White Hope. I got a soundbite for that. I saved it on my soundboard. Here we go. Ready?
The Great White Hope. The Great White Hope.
That's right, baby. Ash Rose. If you saw my stream that I did live in the streets of Newport Beach yesterday, I asked everybody. I probably asked I don't know, 100 people or more. I asked everybody, do you know who the Great White Hope is? And oh, it was so good. It was so good. You got, I should play that. That was really good. I'll play that in a sec. I ran around. If I felt like I was cracked out running around. I was like, I had so many coffees. I don't know what it was. I was just lit. I was walking around. Do you know who the Great White Hope is? I was screaming. My voice is hurting today because of it. I want to play it in a little bit.
People can't answer simple questions these days. It's crazy.
I believe in God.
You're not going to answer that question?
Well, I don't know what a Christian is. I grew up in Christian church. I'll tell you that.
But let me ask, are you a Christian?
Who, me?
No, you.
I don't know if I can identify like that because
Patrick,
in my eyes, Christianity has done a lot of harm.
Patrick, are you a Christian?
Oh, you know what? You're right. This KHXML says it's Jesse Lee Peterson. You know, it's funny. We were just showing Jordan Peterson. That's why my title says Jordan Peterson. If you rewind this live stream, you'll see we did a whole section on Jordan Peterson because unfortunately Jordan Peterson is sick at the moment. So thank you for telling me that. I'm going to update this. This is now Jesse Lee Peterson. Boom. There you go.
I don't think so.
Patrick, are you a Christian?
I don't think so.
You can't answer yes or no?
I'm not sure. That's for me and God to figure out once I meet God. We'll figure that out.
This is insane. You realize you sound insane right now, right?
No.
Where's my soundbite?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Well, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We were getting closer to the answer. Like first he started off.
Guys, by the way, just so you know, we did a deal with a couple of the guys that are in the chat right now, and some that are not in this chat today. But we did a deal where I went and bought a bunch of shirts that said Great White Hope. I bought them from Jesse Lee Peterson, and I'm including them in my hats when I ship out my hats to the guys that bought my hat. I'm going to include that shirt from Jesse Lee Peterson that says Great White Hope. So that was a fun little deal we did the other day, and I'm in talks right now as we speak. I have an email that I'm going back and forth with Jesse Lee Peterson, and he's down to do some kind of a deal for us, so that if you guys buy, let's say, one of my hats, then you'll get some kind of a special deal on his merch, or somehow where we can kind of give each. I'm still trying to put this together, so I want to come up with an idea that's good for you guys, gives you guys a really good deal, and it kind of works out for those guys too, because of course they need to make whatever profit they need to make on their stuff. My hats are cheap. They're not cheap. They're good hats. I wear them every day. They are not cheap. They're actually phenomenal. I went and bought and picked these out myself from my garment guys in downtown LA. And I've custom made all the stuff, so it's good. But I'm saying the prices are low. They're like $19.99 on my website. But also, I will be. It's a very, very high chance that we're going to get Jesse Lee Peterson on this show, which would be really cool. So really looking forward to that. So here we go.
No, I just believe in God. Da da da. Then it was I grew up in church. Then it was I'm not sure. It seemed like we were like heading in the right direction, and then boom, you just hit a wall.
I told you I grew up in a Christian church. I know exactly what Christianity is.
But how do you know?
Hold on, he just said he didn't though.
How do you know what Christianity is when you don't know if you're one or not?
Well, I'll tell you this. My father,
if you know what it is, if you know what Christianity is, then you would know if you're one or not. So it doesn't make sense.
Then I'm not. I'll say I'm not.
You're not a Christian. Why is that so hard to say?
Well, the reason I say that I'm not is because I don't think I live up to the parameters of what a really good Christian is.
But you still should know if you're one or not. The answer is yes or no.
No. Then I'll say no.
Amazing. Patrick, I appreciate your call. Hello?
That's all?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, because your mind is blocked. You
No,
can't
it's not
see.
blocked. Jesse, I'm trying to talk to you in
No, you're
reasonable
not.
terms.
No. You're not trying to be reasonable at all. Your mind is blocked. You're an Obama fan.
No. I'm
You are
asking
a
questions about
Trump hater.
No.
And you're a beta male.
You're perpetuating racism, Jesse.
You're not trying to be reasonable at all. Your mind is blocked. You're an Obama fan.
No. I'm
You
asking
are a
questions about
Trump hater. And you're a beta male.
I think I saved that soundbite too.
Did you feel like a
No.
beta
You are
male?
a Trump hater. And you're a beta male.
Yeah, see that? This is from this clip.
You are a Trump hater. And you're a beta male. You are a Trump hater. And you're a beta male.
Jen, I just made you. I changed. I had you as a moderator, but it was like a standard moderator, and then there was an option to make you a managing moderator. So I added you as managing. I don't know the difference. Jen, if you know the difference, let me know. I don't know. I haven't looked it up.
You're perpetuating racism, Jesse.
Trump hater. And you're a fan.
No. I'm
You are
asking
a
questions about
Trump hater. And you're a beta male.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
You're perpetuating racism, Jesse. You call Trump the great white hope.
He is.
Don't you understand what that says to people?
What does that say?
Well, when you don't understand what that says.
What does it say?
Explain it.
No, I don't.
Listen,
I don't
Jesse,
understand what that says to people.
I'm going to say one thing.
I don't
in closing.
understand what that says to people. What does it say?
Well, it sounds like you have a little self-hatred going on.
When I call the president the great white hope?
Well, when you give him more light than you give yourself, yeah.
But
that's another one.
The great white hope. The great white hope. The great white hope.
Oh, I went to the wrong part on there. Oh, here we go.
Perpetuating racism, Jesse. You call Trump the great white hope.
He is.
Don't you understand what that says to people?
What does that say?
Well, when you don't understand what that says.
What does it say?
Explain.
Jan, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Very glad to have you. Thank you. See you soon.
No, I don't.
Listen,
I don't
Jesse,
understand what that says to people.
I'm going to say.
Ishmael Mesa says, this live sucks ass, he says. Well, we have a message for you, Ishmael. Here you go.
The great white hope. Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
This is also for Ishmael Meza.
So you a gay? So you a gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay? How did you become gay?
Beta male.
How did you become gay?
Beta male.
How did you become gay?
That's for you, bro. Thank you. Beta Ishmael.
Beta.
James, bro, they shouldn't have gave me these buttons. State line, bro, they did it. No, I can't believe it, bro.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male. I don't understand what that says to people. What does it say?
Well, it sounds like you have a little self-hatred going on.
When I call the president the great white hope?
Well, when you give him more light than you give yourself, yeah.
But I'm not the president. He's the president. I'm talking about him.
That means nothing. We're all human beings. It means nothing.
So what does it say to you when I call the president the great white hope?
Well, it implies a certain negativity that you may not be thinking about.
And what's that negativity?
What? Well, look, whether you want to admit it or not, America...
That's a lie.
The great country of America was
What's
built on the
that
foundation of
negativity
racism.
that you get when I call the president the great white hope?
The great country of America was built on the foundation of racism.
That's not true.
What?
That's a lie.
That's my soundbite.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie. Racism.
That's a lie.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's really a lie.
How is that? When we were enslaved, the white men weren't.
You were never enslaved.
My people were.
You were not enslaved. That's a lie. Where were you enslaved?
Where was I enslaved?
Yes.
Great question. Where was I enslaved? You were never enslaved, bro.
Yeah.
Great point.
Well, Jesse, I'll tell you this. When I grew up
Where
in my
were
house,
you enslaved?
my parents never taught.
This guy Jesse is on point, man. He don't play. He does not play at all. But he's also telling the truth. Like, when people say, you know, they put us in chains. What do you mean us? When were you put in chains?
Yeah.
They did this and did that. Well, when did they do that and do this to you? They did that to you? When? Let me know. I'll stand right beside you and fight against them. They did that to you yesterday? They made you go do those terrible things. They kept you on a plantation yesterday? Show me where they live at. We pull it.
Greek, are you asking me? Are you of Italian or Greek descent? David, are you asking me?
Up right now. This stuff, man.
David, are you the guy that I debated yesterday on live? Like on the streets? Is that you? Using someone else's picture? That wasn't you, was it? Because that dude ended up coming in my chats. He's like, I'm taking over. I'm gonna be in your chats and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I'm like, all right, bro, do whatever you want. He's asking me. No, I'm not of Greek descent. I get that a lot. Italian, I get that too. I don't know. I think maybe it's the eyebrows or something. These suckers, like, they come off. These suckers come off my. They like whoop, come out, and they're long too. These suckers. Look at this. Hold on. Dude, these suckers are long, bro. Like they. Look at this. Look at that. Look at these suckers. Look at that. You see? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that eyebrow. I don't have quite the unibrow. I guess I got lucky. They're like wings, bro. A good gust of wind, I get light. I could almost float, bro. I don't know if you could see that, but no, I'm not Egyptian. I'm not Arab. I'm not Egyptian. I'm not Greek. I'm not Italian. I'm American, but my parents are Persian, so I'm of Persian descent. Very close, very, very close. But Persians are very different from Arabs. There's a very, very, very strong distinction between Persians and Arabs, first of all. And Persians, just so you know, were never originally Muslims. We got forced that on us, and we hate it. We don't like it. We were not Muslims. Islam destroyed the country that Persians call home. America. That's right, Marty. That's right, Marty. That's right, Marty. You saw it? You saw it? Astros, you saw the eyebrow? Oh, it was nuts, dude. These are nuts. Sometimes I gotta trim them. But here's the funny part. When I go get my haircut, they try to trim my eyebrows. Oh, look at this long one. Look how long this eyebrow, this one is. You can't see it there, but like this. Look at that. Miss Medication does not like it when they trim my eyebrows. She likes these bushy monsters. She likes them. She says she can't wait for her kids to have my eyebrows. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Oh man.
About racism.
I gotta go. Thank you.
Yes, Astros, we are Americans. Yes, absolutely.
Patrick, what are you?
Okay, now.
So are you saying that the president is wrong for putting up a wall around the border?
Yes, I feel he's definitely wrong for that.
Why Why is he wrong for that?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm from upstate New York, Utica, New York, to be exactly. Like I said, I'm biracial. My mother's white, father's black. Now, I'm from Utica, New York, which is a melting pot of people. When I say it's...
Trimmed eyebrows just don't look right. I've done trimmed eyebrows, and they just look like... Beta! You know?
Beta!
So... but anyway, I think Miss Medication likes the more the more alpha eyebrows. I've never been, Elmo says, I've never been to America, but I've been in some states. Come on down, bro. Come on down if you can. If you can. We're trying to stop immigration, but come visit, bro. Come over, come chill.
Why is the president wrong for putting a wall around the borders to stop people from just coming in?
Because this country was built on nothing but immigrants.
That's not
true. In my city alone, I have 87% of people pretty much that is a melting pot.
Were those immigrants illegal?
Yeah, majority of them was coming from Ellis Island and back in, yeah, definitely. And
they came into the country. They came into the country illegally.
Many of them did. You got many of them that came under. You got many of them that crossed into this country back in the days when immigration. These are the people that built this country.
The country had already been built before those people came. That's why they were able to come. Because the country was...
If anything, they
country... No, hold on. The country was already here. You know who the Great White Hope is, right?
Got a great point.
The Great White... Do I know who that is? Like Larry Bird?
So, Jesse Lee...
The Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope. The Great White Hope.
This is a good segue into my live stream, asking people about the Great White Hope. LMAO. Elmo. Gian, thank you.
Peterson, man, is an absolute savage for sure. And the fact that he keeps a straight face the entire time is absolutely hilarious. It is one of the most calm, collected ways to dismantle someone's argument I have ever seen. He keeps a straight face the entire time and makes someone explain themselves.
How does a man wrong from that here?
Scene. He keeps into.
Yeah, this is a good segue into the Great White Hope. This will take us right into there. And go back to, where's the gay ones, my gay buttons.
So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay? How did you become gay?
The first eyebrow trim, bro.
So you're gay?
As soon as I trimmed the eyebrows, that first time I ever got them trimmed.
So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
The eyebrow trimming, that's how. James is right, baby. The Great White Hope. James, do you want to watch the replays of me clowning people or I was having fun, man. I was having so much fun, bro. Let's see. And Donald Trump didn't drink. Kind of motivated me. Hey guys, do you know who the Great White Hope is? Do you guys know who the Great White Hope is?
Great American Hope?
Great White Hope?
Brian Scalabrine?
That's Donald Trump, baby.
Oh, well, yeah.
The Great White Hope.
The same. Yeah, amen.
The Great White, do you guys know who the Great White Hope is?
Oh, yeah, fucking I'm the Great White Hope. They definitely voted for Kamala.
They did, huh? Beta!
Yeah, beta. Soy boy.
I called them beta, bro, right out there. Dude, I called so many people beta. We're on because I had just come off shows with you guys. We're calling people betas and all this stuff and soy boys. And I was having a good time out there. I'm not drinking. Ever since Charlie Kirk died, I stopped drinking. Not that I ever had a drinking problem or anything like that. I just decided not to. But I was out there having a good time. And it was fun, man. It was a good time. I had so much fun. This, guys, so you know, this is me yesterday afternoon in Newport Beach, California, walking around with my live streaming, my whole backpack and my rig and my nice camera. So very good camera quality, very good stream. I have 4 different internet signals on it so that it gets really good quality video for you guys. And it's live, uncut. I didn't record it and then play you the greatest hits. It's just live, uncut. It was so fun. Yeah.
Look at
drinking because of the Great White. Do you guys know who the Great White Hope is?
Oh, yeah, fucking I'm the Great White Hope. They definitely voted for Kamala.
They did, huh? Beta! Beta.
Yeah, beta. Soy boy looking at.
Oh, W's in the chat, bro. Good looking out. You're the man. Hell yeah.
Hey, just stay up. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. We got a couple more years left on this term.
Hell yeah.
We got 100% bonus depreciation. Big beautiful bills coming in hot.
Yeah, baby.
Hot. God forbid a white boy has a little emotion. Has a little emotion.
I love it, bro. Do you feel like we're in that political kind of shift right now? He says, God forbid a white boy has a little bit of emotion. Because of Trump?
Towards the better way to be?
Yeah. Do you feel it?
Since Reagan, it's traded off Democrat, Republican. Yeah. So I think...
Solid, Ashes Rose. Solid. Love it.
And at the end of the day, we live in a republic, not a democracy.
Thanks, Jen.
So
that's a constitutional republic, sir. You're absolutely right.
Agreed. And,
hell yeah.
You know, the one thing that's been keeping me up at night is this new California law Gavin sneakily signed.
Love you too, by the way. Nice.
Trump should have got the jets going.
Trump is doing he's doing more than any other president I've ever had, man. Absolutely. Any other president I've ever had. I gotta trim the beard. I had to get rid of Dan, bro. He's just annoying the chat. Oh, that's when I booted Dan in the chat. Oh, all right. Hey, ladies, do you know who the Great White Hope is?
The Great White Hope?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, I've seen this guy. The Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope is Donald Trump. That's right.
That's where he gets you. That's where he gets
That's right. I love it. Thank you.
You do the whole runaround, then you said it was DJT. I love Donald. Got it.
I love Donald Trump too. I love it. Love you too, by the way. Yes. Hi there. Do you know who the Great White Hope is?
No, hold on. Talk to me real quick.
This is when I call this guy Soy Boy and I tell him a few things. Bro, I already did, but you're clowning on me right now.
No.
I told him he's trying to clown on me, and I told him you can't clown on me.
Actually,
you trying to clown on? You can't clown on me, bro.
Clowning. Well,
you can't clown on me, bro.
I'm very.
You're very. What? You're a soy boy, bro. You're a Democrat.
I mean, sure.
Chris, you're on camera. Sure. You're a soy boy, bro. You like your tongue, right?
Nah.
Nothing. Nothing. Had nothing to say.
I like to feel the center. I like to feel the center.
Are you trolling? Is he trolling me, guys?
I'm not trolling.
Genuine question.
I feel the center.
Why did they put the fuzzy on the mic?
Guys, that was just one of those moments. Holy cow. That was fun. That was fun, bro. I was so fun. I go, you're a soy boy, bro. Yeah, he just stood there. And I thought he was going to do something or say something because he was buzzed coming out of those bars with his friends. I was like, all right, if someone's going to say something, it's this kid. He's going to say something to me. But I say kid, he's a grown boy, but oh no, this chat went behind, man. Oh no. Looks like he's a champ though. Ignorance is a bliss. Wow. Now I'm picturing you with a unibrow. State line. Now I'm picturing you with a unibrow. Living in prison. Dude, here, sorry, bro. I'm gonna put this here so it'll keep it fresh. You always get him with anything fuzzy or furry. LOL. You made him think. I did. I really. He sat there. He's like, wait a minute. Sorry, State Line. I don't know why this chat on the Instagram side always does that. But yeah, I got him with that. He look at his face when I call him a soy boy. Love you too, by the way.
To feel the center.
Are you? You can't clown on me, bro.
I'm very.
Bro, I already did, but you're clowning on me right now.
No, actually.
You trying to clown on? You can't clown on me, bro.
Clowning. Well,
you can't clown on me, bro.
I'm very.
You're very. What? You're a soy boy, bro. You're a Democrat.
I mean, sure.
Chris, you're on camera.
Sure. You're a soy boy, bro. You like
your tongue,
right? Yeah, it might be safer sometimes, State Line. Yep. I go, you're a soy boy, right? Oh man.
Nah.
I really do like your camera.
Yeah, try to clown me.
I like to feel the center.
The
Great White Hope. Do you know who Jesse Lee Peterson is?
No, man.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Are you streaming?
You're letting me down. Oh, man. Yeah. You too. Hey, look, it's Miss Medication. She popped out of nowhere. Sir, do you know who the Great White Hope is?
It was Babe Ruth.
He said Babe Ruth.
I'll give you one more guess. One more guess. Man.
Chase him down.
Dude.
Go Trump!
Yeah! Yeah, baby! The Great White Hope! This is pure
These
gold.
girls, look at these
Bro,
girls. Hold on.
excuse me, sir. Do you know who the Great White Hope is?
I don't, but
You
have
don't?
a good day.
You do.
Go Trump!
Yeah! Yeah, baby! The Great White Hope!
The
Great White Hope, bro.
These guys are trying to clown me in there. The Great Orange Hope.
Oh man, where is Miss Medication? Where is she at? Oh, all right, let's make some adjustments on the camera. How are we looking? ISO is good. White balance is fine. Exposure compensation is good. We're looking good. We're looking good.
Epstein files.
What's that?
Oh, this guy won't stop about the
I don't know.
Epstein files. Oh man, boring, boring.
Look at that. W's in the chat for Charlie Kirk. W's in the chat.
Anyway, guys, that was a good time. I gotta go review that, make some clips, some shorts out of that. Okay, guys, it's officially 12:01 p.m. in Southern California. And we collabed on a reel. Should we look at the numbers and see how many views it has real quick? The guy just created it and we just collabed on the reel. Let's pull it up and see how many views it has. It's at 7,000 views. You can see right here. These are my recent views. This one's at 100K. This one's at 7K. This is at, these two are some of my bigger ones. But I have bigger ones than this, but this is one that I think everyone should watch. This one is I think my most views, 17.6 million. Elmo says it's 6 a.m. here. Thank you for joining, buddy. You know it's Melania who puts the color on him. She wants him to have some C healthy color. Writing. Where you at, Elmo? Forgot, bro. Remind us again. Should we do one more clip and we'll call it a day? Let's do one more clip. I'm gonna call it a day, guys. Well, not a day. I'm gonna be back on later. Stayline says happy. He says thanks again, bro. Happy Sunday, y'all. Get y'all some Jesus. That's Christ, not your landscaper, unless you need yard work done today. He's having a good weekend already, bro. Stayline, love it, bro. Should we put this one and then we'll go? Let's put this one on. We're gonna watch JD Vance, aka Smokey Eyes. Let's put on JD Vance, and then we're gonna go, and then I'll catch you guys for most likely an evening stream tonight. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3.
I listened to Kamala Harris for 90 seconds, and I actually feel like I've gotten dumber in the process, and I have no idea what she actually believes. That's the problem with Kamala Harris, and it's going to continue to be her problem unless she actually learns how to develop a viewpoint, articulate it for the American people. Just say what you actually believe. Don't do this word salad, talking around in circles. It doesn't work, and it's why she didn't win.
She is now blaming the campaign, her loss, for the fact that it was short. That's one of the main things she cites. She had more time, could have gotten more traction. Your reaction to that?
My reaction is if you look at the polling, both the public and the private polling, the problem is not that Kamala's campaign was too short, it's that it was too long. That when people actually listened to what she had to say, her polling went down and down and down. I think that if we had a 150-day campaign, we probably would have had 3 additional Republican senators, and Donald Trump would have won by an even bigger landslide, because the more people know about Kamala Harris, the more they realize there's no substance there. I listened to Kamala Harris for 90 seconds.
There you have it, guys. That's right, Jen. Kamala and AOC, the word salad champions. They are the creators of the word salad. I didn't even know there was such a thing until they came along. And then Kamala decides that she wants to blame her failure, her election failure, on everyone else but herself in her recent book she just put out. So there we have it. Oh, dang, bro. I can't stand Kamala or AOC or Jasmine. Guys, here's a fun fact. If you guys don't know this, Jasmine Crockett is being challenged by someone that I helped get recognized and known. If you guys want to see, I found a clip of her. Her name is Peyton Jackson. I sourced a clip of her giving a speech at City Council in Texas. And I made a clip. I made a reel of her, and it went viral. And from that, she grew. And from there, Donald Trump took my reel. Donald Trump literally took my reel, posted it on his account twice already, 2 times. And that really put her on the map. This is the reel where Donald Trump put her on the posted her the first time. Here, you can see this. Let me turn off the sound so I don't get copyrighted. This is my reel. You can see it's on Donald Trump's account right here. He posted this. This is literally my reel that I made of her city council discussion on April 1st, 2025. And she's now challenging Jasmine Crockett's seat. Thanks to your boy, Peyton Jackson. Here, let me show you the reel. If you're wondering, this is the reel I made. And this reel that I made, I'm about to hit play. It got like 25 million views on TikTok within the first week. And she went from having like 1,000 followers or maybe 1,500 to now she's just blown up. And then TikTok ended up banning me for this reel. I don't even know why, but it's so weird. I didn't even say, you'll see this is the whole reel. Here, I'll put it on. Ready? Let me put it from the beginning. 1, 2, 3.
When I first announced my run for Congress, I had this random white woman, liberal, walk up to me and ask, well, what about you isn't Democrat? To which I responded, well, besides my skin color, what about me is Democrat? And it was at that very moment that she realized that God gave her enough common sense to ask me about my values. Now, don't get me wrong, I was raised to vote Democrat down the ballot. So when I first started, I would say things like, I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative. But now I know all too well I am a full-fledged, hardcore conservative, and I'm proud of it. I mean, my favorite saying is I was born black, not Democrat. But in all seriousness, whenever I began to think for myself politically, the choice was easy. I mean, why would I want to belong to a party whose mission is to infringe on the Second Amendment as if a criminal would ever participate in something like a mandatory buyback? Why would I want to belong to and endorse a godless party? Because there is no such thing, and I mean no such thing as a trans child. We have confused children and sick, enabling adults. Why would I want to belong to a party that takes pride in shedding innocent blood? Number one, as if that's not what God hates. Number two, as if there's not a black market for baby organs. And number three, as if abortion clinics didn't start in the hood. Because if you think Trump is bad, you should research exactly who Margaret Sanger was. But speaking of the black community, why would I want to belong to a party who's responsible for the foundation of the Triple K? But it's not just that. Supposedly in the 1900s, the party switched, right? But what never changed, what I noticed never changed, is Democrats' love for immigration and how they have always prioritized that over the black community. I mean, imagine every single Democrat leader helping you joke about what a black job is in 2024, exposing your ignorance on 1924 and how imperative the Immigration Act of that year was, how it was all reversed in 1965 with the Hart-Celler Act, how Congress refuses the advice of the Rockefeller Commission and the Hesburgh Commission, and how to this day they refuse to adopt the Barbara Jordan blueprint, validating every single thing that Dr. Claude Anderson spoke of generally, but specifically.
Guys, you gotta remember, she's giving this speech with no teleprompter. She's literally talking in front of city council, just standing up to the podium. When I saw this, I'm telling you, she didn't have that many followers, And this thing blew me away because I dig in. I watch videos. I go through clips. I research. I enjoy it. And when I find good ones like this, man, I was blown away. And right away, I created this reel, and she went viral.
What Mrs. King spoke of in 1991 with her letter to Congress. Now, look, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is perfect. No, nobody's perfect. What I'm saying is I side with Malcolm X when he said that the liberals were the worst thing that could ever happen to the Western Hemisphere, but y'all ignore that, just like how y'all ignore LBJ saying, and I quote, "I'm going to have Negroes voting Democrat for the next 200 years, and by God, 60 years later, I see no sign of recourse, but rest assured your vote is your voice, even if it is a whisper." When I first announced my run for Congress, I had this random white woman, liberal.
So this is her name. If you guys are curious, it's No Taxing with Jackson is her actual name. Let me zoom in here. You can see it on your screen now. You see right here, she commented right here. And so that's her name, No Taxing with Jackson. And I'm going to show you also this piece here. Give me one sec. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. And then let's go like this. And you could also see right here, this was nice of her. She says, "Your edit of my video changed my life. Thank you." That was really nice. That was so great to see that. I love when this kind of thing happens. That's her right there. "Your edit of my video changed my life." And that's when Donald Trump reposted it. So cool. And now she's literally challenging Jasmine Crockett. And then if you want to see her page, this is her page now. This is No Taxing with Jackson. And this is her page. And you can see she's got my clip up again because Donald Trump just reposted it again. And you could see she's got, let's see if she shows her campaign information here. These are people that endorsed her, which I'm one of them. And she did another city
I give
council
people
here.
millions of reasons to hate me. If you choose my skin color, you just aren't trying hard enough. I want to issue my condolences to the victim on that train.
Okay. Well, anyway, you can look her up. This is her. No Taxing with Jackson. I think it's a cool name. Right there. No Taxing with Jackson. I live in Jasmine Crockett District and she's not going anywhere. Sign the 92%. Nadia. There's a lot of people that are not happy with Jasmine Crockett. And by the way, Nadia, are you aware that Jasmine Crockett is not actually from the district that she represents? Did you know that she's not from there? If you're from there, you would know that. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Crickets. I have a crickets button here somewhere, but I put Jordan Peterson over it. Nadia says, "I live in Jasmine Crockett District and she's not going anywhere." Well, for that, we have a soundbite from Jesse Lee Peterson, and it goes like this.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
All right, guys. We had a good time. That was fun. That was our morning medication on Sunday morning. And that was fun. Thanks again, guys. We did it. It's afternoon. And I'm going to call it quits for the morning. And I might be on later tonight. Thank you guys so much. State Land is true. She's fake. Too worried about pandering over doing her job. Yeah, we need people that will do their job and stop pandering and stop downplaying crime. Jasmine Crockett downplays crime. She wants to have more crime in her district. So that person, Nadia, if you want more crime in your district, then keep voting for Jasmine Crockett if you love crime. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Love you all. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye-bye.